What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? I've only pulled up. Oh, good lordy, ode. Good lordy, lordy. Whoop. I missed one. So many buttons to press. So many buttons to press. Gets confusing. This is my favorite hat to wear live. I will say that. I don't wear it as often as I probably want to, but it is my favorite. It's definitely my favorite. Tennis was fun. I'll tell you what, man. She is getting better and better and better every single week. It is impressive. So, well, VJ, first of all, you probably could. Okay. I'm sure you could. Sorry, that was funny. Will I be dressed up as the flying spaghetti monster this Halloween? I should have. That's true. You totally could, VJ. But it's not. It's not for everybody. Like a lot of people do attempt this, and it is not. You know. Well, maybe not as easy as it looks. Like I say, there is a lot of work that goes on in the background for stuff that you guys don't see. All right. And that's totally fine. I like it that way. I like it that way. It's not no. You'd be surprised how many people. And like I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't do any of that stuff. Right. Like I've had a lot of people that have reached out to me in the past. Like, oh, I want to do what you do. Like I want to do it. Like how do you do it? Like how do you get going in this? How do you get going in this? And I advise every single one of them. I don't ever gatekeep or anything like that. I think that's very rude. And then I think a lot of times when I start like describing everything that goes into it, they're like, "Oh, like this is like a lot of things." It's like, yeah, no, this isn't. I don't just freaking click a button and all of a sudden we're up and running. There's a lot that goes into this. Jen Ogden VJ, how's everybody doing? Mystic, how you doing? Chester, I see you over there. Blinded. Gene, Pixie, Ogden, I think I already said that. Matt, what's going on? Crygo, how are you? CJ, how are you doing? Feisty, hey Feisty, how are you doing today? Oh, I see Luis, Puerto Rico in the house. I'm not going to call you I'm the problem. I'm just going to keep calling you heathen. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep calling you heathen. You are now heathen. All right. I can't go back. I don't care what YouTube wants me to call you. I'm going to continue to call you heathen. So, hey Alan, how are you doing? All right. I see you guys over there on TikTok too. People have come on over on my second account. I appreciate you. Delane, Diamond, Teddy, I see all y'all. Ryan, what's going on, bud? Pixie, are you in both? I think Pixie is in two places at once. I just said hi to Pixie over there, and now I'm saying hi Pixie over here. Pink, how's it going? Thank you. You are heathen. You are not I'm the problem. Sorry. I'm somebody's problem, but I'm the problem. It's not the way it works. Yeah, they got me 2 days ago, Corey. That's why I was on the backup yesterday. Yep, they got me 2 days ago. They, for some reason, have a big issue with me describing in detail Trump's connections to a one person who may or may not have killed himself. They have a problem with that every single time. Get little. Apparently, there's 3 of you over there, but I only see you. And by the way, speaking of Heathen has been a member for a month. Isn't that really cool? We're moving on to the 2nd month. That's awesome. Ogden, because they can hear you. You thought about it once. You thought about it once, and now YouTube has read your mind. That's the way that works. I don't know if you know that or not, but they have read your mind, and that's how they know. Shay, how are you? I did get your message on TikTok. I responded again. I apologize for last night. If you want to be all honest, like I told you guys yesterday, we went and had Taco Tuesday before live yesterday, and I had a couple margaritas. And so I saw it and then forgot to say something. So I apologize. Shay sent me a very large PayPal yesterday. And I really, really appreciate that. So can we get big W's in the chat for Shay for the PayPal yesterday? And can we get W's in the chat for Heathen for being a member for now going on a 2nd month? Can we get big W's in the chat for that to start off? Let's get W's to start that off with to start the day off. I appreciate that. All right. Well, we're getting this thing going a little late today, a little later than normal. But y'all, if y'all could do me a favor, come on in, chat. If you're in a spot where you can share out the live, do that. Especially on that account. That one definitely needs the help. So if you guys would like to come in, chat for a bit, say some stuff in the chat, support the live. Again, becoming a super fan. Well, actually, I don't even think I have super fans open on that account, but but if you'd like to become a member, you can go back to where you hit that subscribe button. You can hit join, and that's where you could become a member of the live. It's also a great place for you to gift memberships if you like to do that sort of thing. So, thank you guys so much. If you'd like to become a team, that does help to support very, very much. Also, as always, super chats and all that fun stuff go to help support the live also. So really, I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I need to pull something up real quick. All right. I need to plug some things in over here. All the electronics. Speaking of which, I need to pull up I do have my sub-only chat up every single live, and then I just forget to look at it the whole time. I'm really bad about that. My sub-only live chat. I'm seeing some more people join too. What's going on, me? What's going on, Amy? How's everybody doing? All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this thing started, or see if we can get this thing started. Open up these phone lines for a bit, open up the guest request box for a bit, get all that fun stuff going. And then we'll see if we can get some people to talk to today. Well, I don't think I've ever gone a night without getting someone to talk to. And that doesn't look like it might not take long at all, huh? Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
50.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
It's insane.
No, I don't support Trump. But I do have my criticisms of the left that you
So do I, sir.
would love to,
So do I.
that I would love to discuss with you.
Yeah, so do
All
I.
right.
I'm looking to talk to Trump supporters, sir. I don't feel that this is the time for the left to be against each other. Really, it's not that time.
It won't be an echo chamber. Can I throw one idea out there?
No, I'm not interested,
Just
sir.
one.
I hope you have a wonderful day, though. Thank you. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Oh, you're not old enough. Guys, we are literally fighting against a fascist who is not saying he wants to be the president for a third term. I'm not interested in talking with the left, to be completely honest with you. I'm just not. We can disagree all we want. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, how are you doing?
Excellent. Where am I not seeing that? Somebody just had vaulted at a 2-month membership. I was trying to put it up on the screen. I can't find it. Anyways,
Oh, yeah?
Thank you so much. WG Cheffer vaulted for being a member for 2 months. I really, really appreciate that. Anyways, how old are you?
I'm 51 years old.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I guess that's a
very
thing.
much in support of Trump.
Very much in support of Trump. All right. Well, why is
And just
that?
to give you a little background on myself, I worked for Bill Clinton, 96, 97, and 98.
Is this Monica?
Democrat. No.
Monica,
I
your
was,
voice has gotten deeper.
Yeah, right. I was basically, I was around during those times, and I was a Democrat most of my life.
Gotcha. So you worked
And,
for Bill Clinton when he literally was the last president to balance the budget. And so instead of that, you now support somebody who added more national debt to our national debt than any president in 4 years in the history of the United States.
But let's look at
Quite a turn. Yeah, quite an interesting thing going from balanced budget supporter to I support freaking just frivolous, freaking crazy spending and adding to our debt ceiling.
Well, I think that had a lot to do with COVID, wouldn't you say?
It had some to do with COVID. He was on record numbers before COVID hit.
I mean, we were given records amount of money out to everybody. And the truth is, as far as Bill Clinton goes, I think Bill Clinton nowadays would be considered a right-wing extremist. His policies.
Like which one?
You name them.
Well, no, you name one. You're making the example.
Okay.
You name one.
Guy signed the crime bill.
The crime bill?
Yeah, the crime bill that, the one that is so controversial. He was the one that signed that. Bill Clinton.
Yeah, that wasn't a right-wing policy, sir.
Oh, I know it wasn't. But
then why would you say that would
be
make him a
considered-
right-winger?
That would be considered right-wing nowadays. This new
No, it wouldn't.
Democrat Party is way
No,
different.
it wouldn't.
Than what
Hold on.
I
No,
was
it
part
fucking
of.
wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
Absolutely.
No, it would not.
Absolutely.
Not even in the slightest. See, what you're doing, sir, is you ever hear this the saying that hindsight is 20/20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're looking at how people use that policy for negative things, right? And you're looking at what happened then and what has happened now with that bill. You're not looking at it through the perspective of what that bill actually entailed and was supposed to do when it was signed, which makes it very, very strange to me that you're saying that you worked for Bill Clinton. Because if you worked for Bill Clinton, you should know that that bill was not in any way supposed to do like most of the things that it actually ended up doing, especially a lot of the racist things that happened out of that crime bill, right? But it wasn't intended to do that whatsoever when it was signed. So it's kind of weird. Were you not paying attention back then, or are you not paying attention now?
Well, I was paying attention then and now.
Oh, okay.
Tell me, well, why? Why don't you support? What is the number one thing that you have against Trump right now?
He's a bad president.
Okay, explain.
Okay. We have the highest unemployment rate since the shutdown of COVID. We've had the worst job loss numbers since the shutdown of COVID.
Since
Donald
the
Trump.
shutdown of
Hold on, sir. Were you just expecting
Go
one
ahead.
answer?
Go ahead. No, I said the number one thing. So that would be one answer.
Yeah. The number one thing is he's bad at being president. Okay. So, I mean, there's other things outside of that, like, he's a felon, he's a adjudicated sexual assaulter,
Yeah,
he
let's
steals
talk
from
about-
children.
let's-
Like,
okay,
we can
let's
talk
talk-
about all
let's
that
talk
stuff,
about
but you
him.
said but you said the number one
Okay.
thing, sir. And the number one thing is he's very bad at being the president.
Okay, let's talk about him being a felon.
Why? You said
Okay,
you wanted to
'cause
talk
I
about my
keep
number
hearing
one
34
thing.
felonies.
I thought you still wanted to talk about my
34
number one
felonies.
thing.
Okay, but let's talk. You brought up felon.
No,
Let's talk
sir,
about felon.
gotcha. So you don't want to hear about my number one thing. You want to hear about my number three thing.
You said he's a bad president.
He is a bad president. And I was explaining to you why
Okay.
he was a bad president, but you cut me off.
Well, you said he's a felon and other things. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to isolate it down to a particular thing, whether you say him being an adjudicated rapist or a felon, or I want to dig a little deeper into one of those issues.
Oh, yeah, we can dig into any of them, sir, but I wasn't even done with my exhaustive list. I wasn't even close. I had just barely skimmed the top of it, sir. Because if it's like
TDS,
one
man.
thing, it's not TDS, sir. It's having open eyes and understanding politics and having morals and a moral compass and having empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
all it
you'll
is.
Find, you won't find very many Trump supporters that say that Trump isn't a flawed person, that he doesn't, that personally we think differently than you. We think, yeah, he's flawed. Yeah, he's this, but he's enacting the policy that we all voted for.
Yeah, sir. But again, my first thing was he's bad at being president. It wasn't. It
Well,
didn't have
you
anything to do with
believe
his
so.
character. You want to talk about his character. You keep bringing it back to that. But my number one thing is that he's bad at being president. And if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that too, right?
Gas prices are down.
They are
right?
not. They are up across the United States from the day he took office.
That is not true.
According to his own EIA, the gas prices are up by an average of 10 cents since he took office.
That is not true.
Okay, well then Donald Trump is a liar.
Anyone can fact check that. They can fact
I
check
will.
that.
You want me to pull it up and put it on the screen for you? Because I can.
Sure.
Yeah. So you want me to fact check it?
Sure. What about you guys? You're screaming about eggs in February. Now, eggs
Actually,
are down
we
to
weren't
$2.50
screaming
a
about eggs, sir. You were screaming about eggs when Biden was in office. The people on the left understood why eggs were up, and that was because of the avian flu, because we research things.
I know.
You do know.
Like
yes, exactly.
You guys scream about one thing, and then as soon as that's resolved, it's on to the next thing and on to the next thing. And for normal people out here, we just look at that as God. It seems like just crybaby bullshit. Where we're just like, it just got to stop
Gotcha.
at some point. It's just like, I mean,
Yeah,
so,
gotcha.
as
So
far
I have
as
it on
the
this. No.
34 felonies,
Let's not talk about the 34 felonies. I don't want to talk about that.
Because you
Yeah,
can't.
I can gladly do it, sir. But again, you wanted my number one thing, which
Okay,
is
go
why
for it.
which is that he was bad at being president. Now, for some reason, you want to ignore that. So let's go ahead and take a look at consumer gas
Because
prices.
You said the number one thing. The number one thing is you think he's a bad president. We
Right.
don't think he's a bad president.
Okay, cool. So let's look at consumer gas prices. Okay. January 2025, $3.0776 per gallon. Right now. The October numbers, actually, he finally got them back down.
I told you.
Yeah, they've been up the entire time he's been president.
Okay, but
finally
it's not gonna
in this
happen
month-
instantly.
He finally in this month got them back down to
Yes.
to numbers previous to him. So I apologize, you're wrong. Every other month that he's been president, except for this one, his gas prices have been higher.
Yep, because they're going down, and next month they will be lower.
So why did they go up?
And this is how it works. Because we were fixing stuff. I mean,
Fixing
you want
fixing
him
what?
to instantly fixing the Biden economy. Who doesn't
No, sir,
know
I'm not
about
talking about the Biden economy. I'm talking about gas prices. What did he do to fix it?
Look, what did he do to fix it? He took away the executive orders that Biden did to limit drilling. I mean,
We were producing-
supply and demand.
We produced more oil in 2024 than any time in American history. We outproduced Saudi Arabia last
It
year.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you produce. It matters where you get it from and the prices you get it from.
Yeah, gotcha. So where was Biden getting it from?
He was buying more offshore oil.
No, sir.
but negotiated a better deal.
Sir. Joe Biden was producing more oil that was drilled out of the ground in the United States of America than any president in the history of presidents, okay?
We
More than
understand that.
Saudi Arabia, okay? So I'm not talking about getting foreign oil, okay? You said that he was taking away executive orders that were limiting the amount of oil that we produce in the United
Yes,
States.
the executive orders that Biden signed
Like what?
3 weeks after he was in office.
Like which one?
3 weeks after. Look him up.
Yeah, no,
He-
you
he
tell me what they are.
signed-
I'm
he
not
signed
looking them up, sir.
three-
You're telling me
anyone
about these
can fact
executive
check
orders.
this.
Just tell me what they are.
Anyone, I don't know the names of the executive orders, but anyone
What
can
did they
look
do?
up, just Google executive orders, Biden oil, March or February right when he took office, and there's a whole slew of articles about the executive orders that he signed limiting drilling in the United States.
Yeah, he did limit drilling in certain parts of the United States while also opening up more leases on federal land than any other president in the United States.
Yeah,
He
and
signed
those
executive
leases on
orders.
federal land were too expensive.
Sir, he lowered oil, he lowered drilling in certain spots, but opened up drilling in more spots. Which is
Well,
why
apparently it didn't work.
Well, it did work, sir, because as soon as the OPEC Plus deal was expired, we actually had very, very low gas prices coming down from the second that expired.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
they're
that's
going
not
down
true at
now,
all.
right? I mean, the
Well, I
numbers-
mean, sir, you're going to tell me 1 month is supposed to be indicative of Donald Trump's presidency?
and next month will be lower.
How do you know
And
that?
The month for because we're trending.
It-
at
it
this
also-
point.
it
Things
also-
are, things
it
are
also
falling
went-
back into place.
It also went down in April and then went right back up in May.
Why won't Democrats open the government?
Why won't Democrats open the government? Wow, that was a
Yeah.
pivot. How does your neck feel after that?
I'm just curious because that's
No,
the
I'm
big
just
issue
asking,
right now, right?
like I asked you a question. It went down in
Oh,
April and then it
I'm
went back
sorry.
up in May.
sorry,
So
I
how do
did-
you know?
I didn't hear the question. Go ahead.
Okay, you said because it went down 1 month that it's going to go down next month. I'm asking you, it went down in April and then went up even higher in May. So what?
By teeny amounts. These
Right,
aren't-
and this
these
is by a
aren't
teeny
significant
amount, sir.
amounts.
But again, in October, it's a teeny amount.
No, I guess next month one of us is going to be wrong, right?
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying you don't know that answer.
I have a good.
I'm
I
not
have a
saying
good
it's going to
feeling
go
about it.
up or down. You're the one making that
Mhm.
claim. I'm not making that claim either way. I can't be
Well,
wrong because I
I
don't claim
believe-
to know the future.
I believe next month it will. We'll see.
All right.
We'll
Well,
see.
you know what?
But-
Gotcha.
but a lot of
So
us have
your
faith in it.
feelings,
So-
sir, just out of curiosity, that we can look and I can pull up the whole map. You do realize the gas prices go down every single winter, right?
They probably do. I
Yep,
mean,
they go down every single
they go
winter
up
and then
around
they go
holiday
up in
time
summer.
and-
Yeah, they go down every single winter and then they go up in summer. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump's policies.
Well, I think it's funny that whenever you have a Democrat in office, the gas prices, when they go down, it's all on them. And when they go up, it's all on the guy before.
No, sir. They go up
know-
in summer and down in winter, no matter which party is president.
You could pull up 100 articles right now in the past where Democrats were praising the second.
Sir,
it goes
I'm
down
not a
little bit,
Democrat, so
blaming.
I truly do not give a fuck what Democrats are saying. I'm talking about the data we have on gas prices that show that gas prices trend up in summer and down in winter. I don't give a shit what some Democrat said about it. Yeah.
I mean, that's what everyone's hearing on TV. I mean,
I don't
that's-
watch
most
television.
people get their. Oh, then you're better off than most people.
I'm aware.
I'm sitting here watching people. I mean, my whole family's Democrats. I live in California. I was a Democrat for most of my life. Now I'm an independent. I'm not even a Republican. But and I was a Trump hater in 2016. Couldn't stand the guy. I stood out there picketing against him. And his policies that he's enacted has earned me as a voter,
Which
a vocal
policies?
opponent of his. His policies on illegal immigration,
And besides that,
his policies on the economy and bringing American jobs back. I appreciate his tariff policies, even though there's questions there, clearly, as
Gotcha.
far as what will be pushed back down to Americans. But I think in a larger, big picture, we're looking at a revitalization of America.
gotcha. So you
And
like
that's what
his
matters to me.
economic policies that, again, have had the worst job numbers, okay, since we
Not true,
shut
though.
down the economy for COVID.
It's not true.
It
We've got
is true, sir.
we've got
Since
full
we
employment- we've got
sir,
full employment right now.
sir, no, we have a 4.3% unemployment rate. That was the
Yes.
last reported number, which is the highest it's been in 4 years.
That's full employment.
What?
That's considered full employment.
Sir,
that's
it's the
a great
same
unemployment
number. Sir, then you're saying Biden's numbers were astronomically better.
Those numbers were good too.
Okay, gotcha. But his are
numbers were good
worse.
too.
So just be clear, Biden's numbers were down like since we opened up for COVID. Biden's job numbers have been going down, 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 down. Donald Trump gets in office and they go up, 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 up. And you're saying those are good economic policies.
No, what I didn't like was the dishonesty.
Sir, I'm
From
not talking
Biden
about
and-
Biden. I am talking. You're saying that Donald Trump's economic
Oh, you just
policies
mentioned his name.
are doing good. I am trying to figure out
Yes.
how, if we are having the first job loss numbers since we shut down for COVID, if our unemployment numbers are worse than they've been in COVID, if inflation is actually rising all the way back to freaking pre-Donald Trump
Inflation isn't
numbers.
rising.
It
No,
is.
That's not true.
It's back up to 3%. The last time it was at 3% was when Biden was in office.
Okay, it was 9% when Biden was in office.
Yeah, sir, during COVID shutdown. Yeah, I'm not, sir, I'm not comparing it to when the entire world's inflation rate was 10%. Okay?
Well, you know,
Because we had a whole bunch of issues going on because of COVID, right? I'm not comparing it to that. I'm comparing it to what it was when Biden left office. Because if Donald Trump's policies are doing so good, okay, then we should see improvements of the numbers since Biden left office, correct? Or are we just
Yes.
taking it all the way
Yeah,
back to when Biden came in office, everything went shitty, we were freaking reopening up from COVID, we had all these problems within the world's economy, right? And then Biden got to work to try to fix those things. He tried to fix all those
what
things.
did Biden do?
On which one?
What did Biden do to get to work to fix those things?
Which ones? You talking
As
about like
far
the
as
Inflation
when he-
Reduction Act?
I'm just saying what you just said. He got to work to fix those things. What are those things, and what did he do?
Yeah, so the Inflation Reduction Act was one of them. We can talk
You-
about the
you
Chips
think
and
that
Sciences
reduced
Act. We can talk to
inflation?
lots of things. Well, I mean, it did. It was signed.
It
Inflation
didn't.
went down.
Do you think that was about reducing inflation?
Do I think the Inflation Reduction Act was about reducing inflation? Yes.
Yes. That's wild. Because
Okay.
anyone that can go read it right now, and I would.
Okay.
I would
What was the inflation
everybody
rate
to go
when?
read it.
Yeah. What was the inflation rate when Joe Biden signed that act?
I don't know.
It was just over 6%, about 6.5%. What was it by the time he left office?
I don't know. I don't know.
So in the last year, it got down to under 3. Okay. And then it rose right back over like just about 3 by the time he left.
Okay, so let's see. What was the inflation rate when Biden took office?
Yeah. We didn't have an
You said it
inflation
was
problem
6?
when Biden took office, sir.
You said it was 6.
No, I did not say it was when he took office.
Okay, what was? I think that's what you just said. Is that
No,
what
I
it
said
was-
when he signed the Inflation Reduction Act.
Okay. Okay, well, it was. I mean, for me, it's like we all feel it. And,
That
and
was
that's-
him looking
and
up
I
the
get-
numbers and then realizing I was right and then switching.
No,
Yeah, there you go.
I haven't even looked up the numbers yet.
Mm.
When inflation.
You may just pull it up on the screen, sir. I can just pull it up. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I don't know why that changes the point, sir. You even admitted that Donald Trump had Joe Biden had the inflation rate at 9%, and by the time he left office, it went to under. Sir, it was 3. Sir,
It was
listen.
8.3.
Oh, I'm sorry. So he actually reduced it more. My apologies.
But why did he have
I didn't-
to?
Why did he have to? Because we had a shortage of durables, because we had freaking people completely out of work, because we had a shutdown of shipping lanes, there were
But why?
Russian-Ukraine war, and because we had massive inflation due to printing money, specifically under the Trump administration, but also under his administration.
And we had. I live in a blue state. We had them telling we couldn't go to work, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do all during COVID, and shut everything down. This is squarely on Democrat and Biden's party's shoulders.
Sir, who shut down the government?
The people in this state.
Who was
I live
president
here.
when the government shut down?
Trump, no. Trump told every state, he said, you know what, you do you.
Great
you know,
leadership.
you know.
Great leadership. Just what I want to hear from a leader.
It's called
I'm
states'
giving
rights.
you.
It's
I'm
called
giving you.
states' rights.
Oh, now Donald Trump cares about states' rights. That's a fucking joke.
Always
but regardless,
has. Always has.
always
Put
has,
schools back,
sir.
put
Give me a
abortion
fucking break,
back to the
okay,
states.
sir. When
He
we have
put
a
abortion back to the states.
yeah, he's currently
He
sending
put
other
school-
people's national
school
guard,
choice.
sir. He's putting other people's national guards into other people's states against those states' wills right now. I don't want to hear about his
And
belief
the
in
Ninth
states' rights.
Circuit, and the
Sir.
Ninth Circuit said he has all the right to do it.
Even if he has the right to do it, sir, it is not believing in states' rights. Okay,
Well, if the states won't protect-
sir, stop talking. Making it pretend like Donald Trump gives a shit about states' rights is a fucking joke. Okay, so let's
Well, he's
get
handing
past
everything
that.
back to
Okay,
the states,
but sir,
so-
when we have a worldwide pandemic and a pandemic that is in fact affecting the entire nation, okay, what I expect is leadership.
Manufactured.
What I expect is a leadership of the federal government to make a decision. Okay, Donald Trump refused to make a decision. Okay, if he had made the decision that the entire economy was staying open, then it would have stayed open. Right, the blue states wouldn't have done it individually. If he had decided it was closing down, it would have closed down, and then no, it wouldn't have mattered which state did it. He could have made that decision. Right, instead
He did make the decision a month later.
Instead, he did what no good leader does. Okay, which is make no decision. Okay, so we had varying levels of government shutdown throughout the United States. That happened under Trump. Okay, you don't get to
a month after COVID started.
Sir, I'm still talking.
You like to hear yourself.
Well, you don't like to hear anything else. That's the problem.
But you're lying.
No,
to
sir.
your
You
viewers.
give
A month
Biden,
after-
sir. When it comes to Biden, you blame Biden for every single thing that happened under the Biden administration, regardless of whether it's his fault. Okay, but when
Absolutely not.
But when I tell you about the government shutdown that happened under Trump, you immediately take that blame off of Trump and try to push it to the states instead of giving Trump credit for his lack of decision making. What the world's
because I know I was there.
World's inflation rate.
I know that a month after COVID started, he went on TV, he went everywhere, and he said the states need to open their businesses. The states need to do all this. He was telling them to open because for the first month, I was scared. Everybody was scared. But then when we knew there wasn't really that much to be scared of, he told the states to open. They refused. They took it as like a Trump derangement syndrome thing. Said we're gonna do the opposite of what you say. And
you mean they cared about people's lives? That's what you mean by that.
Yeah. Because
they saw their
because
constituents.
there was a risk to
They saw their constituents dying, and they said, "Hey, we don't want that."
Well, people die from the flu. People die from a lot of things. And if everything's a COVID death, then nothing's a COVID death.
Yeah, but see, not everything is a COVID death, okay? But there were over 1 million people that were COVID deaths, okay?
But,
and those,
like the guy that got shot by a gun in Colorado, that was surely a COVID death. Or the people that died of alcohol poisoning, surely.
Yeah, sir, there's no proof of these crazy fucking like examples that you're talking about. Actually, then please do. I encourage everyone to go look it up, and then you'll see that this guy is a crock of shit.
Nope. You can go look it up. There was gunshot victims, actually 3 of them in Colorado, that were considered COVID deaths.
Yeah.
I have a personal family member that died of cancer that was considered a COVID death.
Yep, I'm sure it was, sir.
COVID positive at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, sir.
So, it was everywhere. It was everywhere. And that's why Biden had to pardon all those people associated with that.
No, he had to pardon them because Donald Trump threatened them. But regardless of any of that, sir, the shutdown happened under the Trump administration.
Absolutely.
Okay. So it is on fucking Trump. Okay. But let's be very clear. I don't blame Biden for the inflation that happened when the worldwide inflation was like 10%. We brought down our inflation in the United States lower than every industrialized country on the planet. Okay. 2, which if you watch the debate with Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley, when they were talking about Trump, they said Trump printed way too much money, added $8.4 trillion to our national debt in his first term. Okay.
I agree.
And they said specifically his actions would cause record high inflation. Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley both said that it would cause record high inflation. Donald Trump's spending would. But then Donald Trump does all of this spending. Then we get record high inflation. And then you guys go,
No.
it was Biden.
He stopped, and Biden kept spending. That was the
I
issue.
don't disagree with
Biden
that.
got in there
Who
and
spent
fixed it.
more?
Biden.
Incorrect.
Biden. Absolutely.
Incorrect.
When it comes to COVID spending,
Incorrect. 4.6 for Trump, 2.4 for Biden.
when it comes to actual COVID spending,
Yes. If you want to talk about the rest of the spending, that's even higher.
okay, hey, you know, and you know what? I'll be real honest with you. I don't like the way Trump handled COVID. That is my biggest grief with Trump. You know, I don't like that he became a vaccine salesman. I don't like that he took credit for something that most of his supporters didn't want him to take credit for. So there are issues there. I mean, I'm not one of these people that Trump can do no wrong.
Yeah, but you're up here defending his economic policies that are hurting Americans.
No, I'm defending. Well, yeah, I am. I like his economic policies, and I don't believe they're hurting America. We don't
Name
feel
one
that.
good thing that his economic policies have done.
He's bringing American jobs back.
Jobs are not back, sir. We have had record.
Yes,
we have had a slowing job rate. July, we had the first negative job numbers since the economy shut down under frickin' Donald Trump in his first term. Right? Since then, jobs have slowed down. Unemployment is rising. Okay,
So
not,
what you're
sir.
saying is
We
the
are
first-
not doing better
the
with
first
jobs.
8 months or 9 months, they all went up. Is that what you're saying?
No, they went up lower than expected.
I'm using your logic on the other issue. If it's just 1 month, right?
No,
Just
sir.
1 month.
Sir, they were lower than expected every single month. Okay,
Expected by who?
expected by BLS.
We all feel it. We all feel our jobs coming back. We all feel
You
these
do-
things. We see what's happening. That's why you guys don't understand. You guys think that you could throw numbers out at people and do all this and it's going to change their mind about Trump. It doesn't.
Sir, I don't care
doesn't.
about
And this
changing
is-
your mind about Trump. You're a lost cause.
Well,
You think,
call
sir,
it whatever
sir,
you want
if
to.
you cared about the numbers, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Okay? But see,
If
there's
you
a
guys
lot of
cared
people
about
out
the-
there, sir. There's a lot of people out there that do care, okay, about the actual economic numbers that are going on in the United States. They understand that
the great economy.
No, sir, what they understand is that you thinking that you have a job does not relate to the rest of the United States having jobs. Okay? And you need to look at things
I live that.
past that. Okay? Your
I live in
individual
the
job or
poorest
the
county.
jobs or the individual jobs around you do not affect the United States. Okay?
I live in the poorest county in this entire state. I work for the county. We are seeing money flow into our county like we haven't seen before, like we didn't see for 4 years. You know, and you can say all these other things, but we're starting to thrive again. And that's what matters.
What
That's
money?
what matters. Federal money, grant money, all the stuff that we applied for with the Biden administration that were getting shut down left and right. Now we have a lot of tribes and natives in our county.
That's
And
really
all
funny
of
because
the-
there was like a record number of fucking grants given out freaking under the Biden administration,
couldn't get-
especially under the
we can get
freaking
very
infrastructure
few.
bill. And actually, specifically, they were going specifically to rural red counties, which is actually funny.
we couldn't get them here. We tried.
Really?
We tried, and now we're getting them again. We're
Oh,
building
okay.
a big sports arena because we just got one.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Well, yeah. Let me ask you a
we're
question.
getting
You're
these
getting a big sports arena. Okay, that's awesome. What pot of money is that coming from?
It's coming from a grant that one of our grant writers applied for, a federal grant.
Applied to which program?
I don't know exactly the program.
Oh, okay.
But
Because
it's coming
here's
in
my
through a federal grant.
here's my guess, which is actually really funny, and I would put like so much money on it. Okay, I would bet
Mm-hmm.
you that is actually tapping in to infrastructure money. Okay, because there is set aside $1.1 trillion for infrastructure money over the last 10 for the next 10 years, where states
That we
and
had no access to
well, sir,
under
sir,
Biden.
Sir, okay, that's fine. You may not have had access under Biden, which I don't believe you. Okay. But even if you did, that's fine. It's still Biden's policy, which is the reason that you have it.
But he could say, I'm going to give these counties $200 trillion, but if he never does it, it doesn't exist.
He did though. He literally they've already spent literally hundreds of billions of dollars on infrastructure projects.
I don't believe you.
I don't care.
I think that is,
because see, sir, I also live in a very, very red county. Okay. And guess what? We're getting new things all over the place, right? Like there's a brand new fucking bridge being built very near my house. Okay. We're seeing new roads. We've seen expansions to our airport. We've seen new fiber connections. We have seen things all over the place in this county. Okay. So my guess, my guess is if my very, very, very red county could access Biden's infrastructure money, then I'm pretty sure your county could have too.
Well, you can now.
No, sir. Those projects started 2 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, we couldn't get a penny.
Yeah.
We tried.
Well, maybe you need better politicians in your county, because my red county had no problem tapping into Biden's money.
If you pull up an article. I won't say exactly where I'm at, but I'm in Lake County, California. And there was articles about our county went red for the first time in 20 years.
So you're literally pulling up from a red state. It's probably state funding.
No, we're a very blue state. We voted blue forever. And this last election, we went red for the first time in 20 years. It's because there is a shift. There is a shift, and people remember how they felt and how they were living during Trump, as opposed to how they were.
Lake County, California.
Yep.
Yeah, you are far from the poorest county, but that's fine.
We are the poorest county in California. Tell me another county.
Maybe in California, but that's not saying much. Anyways, what got built?
We're drug riddled here.
Sir, that's fine. I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds horrible. What was being built that you're now accessing money to? You said you got a new sports complex?
Soccer stadium, sports complex, blah, blah, blah. I don't know exactly. It's a huge sports complex that they're building out in Kelseyville.
I'm letting you know right now. I'm pulling up an article, and I don't think you're gonna like it. Clear Lakes Burns Valley Sports Complex?
No, that's Clear Lake.
Oh, is that not in Lake County?
That's in Lake County, but that's a whole different area.
Oh, okay.
We're talking out by Lakeport, California, by the airport.
Let's see.
Burns Valley was approved, and it has a lot of native money that went into the Burns Valley project.
So you said the Clear Lake one?
No, Clear Lake is the Burns Valley project. That's down south.
I'm not saying. By the way, his county secured $4 million into the Biden administration for that one. Just thought I'd throw that out there, considering that county apparently can't tap into any of Biden's money.
For the Burns Valley, that's native funded.
Yeah.
It was the only money that came into this county during COVID was the grants that the native tribes applied.
This wasn't during COVID, sir. This was 2024.
I'm saying during that period, during the Biden administration.
Well, we already know that your county had no problem getting Biden's money, so at least we fix that.
No, the tribes had no problem getting Biden's money. The county had an extremely hard time getting
Sir, I'm looking at it right here. Money. This isn't a tribal thing, dude. I'm looking at it right now.
It's all a tribal thing.
No, it's not.
You'd have to live here to understand.
I don't need to live there to read where the funding came from and how it wasn't anything to do with the tribe.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm reading it right here. This had nothing to do with tribal anything.
Read it.
So, anyways, you guys apparently had no problem getting
read it, do you?
I was reading it. You want me to read it out loud?
Whatever you feel you need to do.
Oh, I mean, I guess I can if you really need me to. But we can trace funding, sir.
Exactly. Do you know the whole story? I'm sure you've heard it many times about the little boy who cried wolf. That's the modern Democrat Party. That's the people crying. That's the people, the Trump haters. They always cry about what he's going to do, what's going to happen. If, he's going to be a dictator. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Nothing ever materializes. So at some point, normal Americans are like, oh, God, it's a crybaby's just bawling about bullshit again. And like the 34 felonies, the 34 paperwork felonies that they literally had to change the law to make it a felony.
They did not have to change any laws to make anything a felony.
That is a bold-faced lie.
What lie did they have to change to make anything a felony?
They had to change the law on the statute of limitations and then attach it to an election crime that didn't exist in order to upgrade it to a felony. Anyone can look at that. That is
you're confusing three different things in one story.
Nope.
No, I can explain it to you if you actually want to try to use your thinking brain for a second. No, sir. No. I'm going to explain it to you. Be quiet. No, I want to explain it to you with some type of logic, and hopefully you can understand it. I promise you I am not banking on that. Okay?
Yeah.
The statute of limitations thing was his civil case with E. Jean Carroll. It had nothing to do with his felony cases. There was no extra law there was no statute of limitations that had to be extended for his crimes.
Accountant.
Sir, I'm still talking. I'm not done explaining it. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Tell me how it was an election crime.
It wasn't an election crime.
Well, that's how they upgraded it to a felony.
They didn't upgrade to a felony based on election crime. They upgraded to it was upgraded to a felony in furtherance of another crime.
And what was the other crime?
There doesn't have to be one.
What crime was he convicted of?
There doesn't have to be one.
Oh, there just doesn't. We can just say there wasn't ever another
No,
crime?
actually, it's just the attempt that counts.
Just the attempt.
Right. So if you commit business fraud, sir, let me explain it to you, okay? So if you commit business fraud, okay, right, and you're trying to commit, sir, I'm trying to explain it to you. You are going to have an
tell me what the other crime is.
Sir, all right, how about this? You just let me know when you have the patience to shut the fuck up so I can explain it, okay?
I just want to know what the other crime was.
Sir, I'm trying to explain it to you, but you will not be quiet.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Okay. If you commit the business fraud, okay, in an attempt to commit another crime, you don't actually have to commit that crime. You just have to attempt to commit that crime. So therefore, you don't actually.
That crime? What is that crime?
He just hung up. I guess I'll finish it. Anyways, you just have to be attempting to commit another crime, and so therefore there was 3 different crimes in which he could have been attempting to commit with that. And if the jury said that he was trying to commit one of those crimes in order to because of this business fraud, then they can convict him of a felony for the initial charge. You don't need an extra crime. Okay? And by the way, this is not the first time that that's happened. This has happened many, many times over the course of New York's history. This is not new. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to hit a couple of super chats, and then we're going to move on to the next caller. So I really appreciate you guys. Freddie, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It says, "Hi, Paulie. I'm a newbie, but I'm hooked. Thanks for all you do. I like to think fairly knowledgeable, but I've learned a lot from you the last 3 weeks." Thank you so much, Freddie. I really, really appreciate that. And Vaulted, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Big W's in chat for 5 gifted, especially if you got one of those. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Vaulted. I am used. Thank you so much for the jewels. Betty says, "I wish I had the confidence of a mediocre MAGA man." Usually that's white man. That's funny. Thank you. Me, thank you so much for the gifted membership. And Haylist, thank you, me. Big W for me. And Haylist, thank you so much for the €5. Watch the video about that 2025 breadline. Forget the jet ski. Invest in a potato plants and electric fence to protect your food. Apparently, I do need to be doing that. Also, apparently, I can become a soybean farmer like Scott Besson. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next caller. Keep this thing going. I really, really appreciate you guys. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. God, my audio feels like it's cutting out. If you guys like to support the live, I do like to have super chats. I like to talk about them in between the live. That does help to support the live. So I really, really appreciate that, and it gives me a little break to talk about some other things in between callers. Also, as you've seen, I do have memberships. You can go to where you clicked that subscribe button and hit join and become a member. That's a great way to support the live, or consider gifting them. You can also do the same thing over on the Purple app over there for my Twitch fans. You can also become a subscriber there for free with the way that Vicky is putting that in there, and you can also gift some over there too. So if you'd like to support that way, that's also great. Also, I appreciate you. All right, we're gonna move on to the next callers and keep this thing going. So thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Oh, no fucking way. You actually answered. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, how old are you?
29.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is insane.
I mean, I'm
So
kinda
why is
back and
that?
forth. I just saw your thing on YouTube while I was scrolling through, and I was like, oh, well, I do support Trump, but also this is cool, like, you know, kind of talk about it.
Yeah, so why do you still support Trump?
I just support Trump. Like, I grew up on a farm. You know, I'm kind of more like country boy in the Northwest area, and there is things that I'm not gonna lie. Like, my girlfriend, she's very liberal Democrat, and I'm more conservative. You know, and I support him in, I'd say, like half the stuff he's doing.
Gotcha. So you're a farmer, or you grew
Yeah.
up on a farm, and you
Yeah.
support Donald
Farm.
Trump as he literally bankrupts our entire soybean farming industry and is now attempting to do the same with our cattle ranchers.
Okay, I didn't know about the soybean part. Yeah, but the cattle, we actually do have cows at our farm too. We're more into we're doing milk, but and also I know like all about like the cheese caves, a bunch of conspiracy random stuff. But yeah, no, there is some things that I don't like about him, and that's why when I saw your YouTube live, I was like, oh, this would actually be a good thing because I'm kind of one of those people that are like, I feel like I'm more in the middle, where I support anyone doing whatever, you know, you got to make your hustle, make your money. But I do support him in the way that he's running the country kind of more like a business. Lately, I don't agree with a lot of his stuff.
Okay, well,
And
we can talk about that real quick, but I do want to be very clear. Saying that you grew up on a farm and supporting Donald Trump is nuts, right? Like Donald Trump had to do massive freaking bailouts to the soybean industry in his first term when he started a trade war with them. And now,
Oh.
like, literally the entire soybean industry is pretty much bankrupt. We're having to do bailouts and subsidies on them again due to his trade war with China, right? Like, and
I'll
that,
do some more research into that after too.
what's up?
Oh no, I was saying I'll do some more research into that too because I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you definitely should, right? And then right now, like I even did a video just like I think it was last week with like the head of like the cattle ranchers in Nebraska talking about how literally Donald Trump's policies, because he's literally putting Argentina first, right? Not only did he send them, $20 billion in American taxpayer money, but then he gave them a deal to sell beef to the United States for cheaper, which is going to significantly
see that.
reduce the cost of of cattle in the United States, which is going to put them out of business too. So like Donald Trump is like so like anti-farming. It's just weird for a farmer to be for him.
I think it's just how I grew up in my area. So I'll tell you. Well, hopefully no one finds me. No, I'm in the Northwest. I'm in like Washington State, right next to Oregon. So like my area, mountains, farming, hunting. I mean, I just saw a buck yesterday that was a little too small, so I didn't get him. But I've grown up like that way, and so government with me is more. I say fuck government pretty much. I mean, I'm with a girl that's the opposite of me, but we both kind of don't like government. And I just thought that Donald Trump would be more, I don't know, like with me, I really did not like Biden. I just didn't. But I mean, I feel like we don't really have a choice, obviously, who becomes president.
Well,
And-
you do.
Well, yeah, I
Okay.
mean, we can vote and we can.
And if
protest
you're
about
saying
stuff.
you're anti-government, then why would you be supporting Trump? Because Trump was the opposite of that in his first term, and he's being the extra opposite of that this term.
Yeah, I just look at like diesel prices and everything, and I look at stuff like that, and I kind of go with that because if it was my choice, I'd live on an island far, far away where no one could touch me.
What does the president
would
have
be
to do
my-
with diesel prices?
It's all trade wars.
I mean,
So gas prices,
the trade war that
diesel
Donald
prices.
Trump started in his first term and is exacerbating in this term?
But it's every president though, because whenever there's election time, the diesel and gas prices go down and the oil prices go down per barrel. And I've bought a lot of that, plus also hay prices and alfalfa for my horses and cattle. It goes down during election
How old did you
time.
say you were?
I'm 29.
Oh, I guess that kind of makes sense for you.
Yeah, in my family, we've had our farm for.
No, I'm just saying, like,
about-
you think this is normality, and I think that's what's scary, right?
Yeah, no,
Like, I
it
think
sucks.
that you think that this is like normal for like us to be in a trade war. It's not. Okay, that's not how this works. Donald Trump just caused a trade war, and you don't remember a time when it didn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
But
And
that's
why
but
I-
again, that
that's
was
why
that
I
was
called
because
you and I
Trump.
was like,
That's
I'm
because
gonna
Trump
talk to
started
this
it.
guy.
That's because Trump
Yeah.
started it, and you still supporting him. You see, like
Yeah,
what
I'm
I'm saying
still
is,
supporting
you're
him.
saying you don't support government, right? Well, currently our government is shut down, right? So the
I
one
know,
thing,
and I
the
hate
one
that.
thing that the government is supposed to be doing, which is like, providing, protection for the United States, right? Like where Scott Bessent came out and said that, was it Scott Bessent? I think it was Scott Bessent that came out and said by the middle of November, they're not going to be able to pay the troops anymore. Right.
Yeah,
As of
yeah.
November 1st, like things like food assistance, so they can't feed their people, which is going to increase like, starvation
Yeah.
in this country, homelessness in this
Yeah, that's
country,
what's starting
all
next week.
sorts of stuff. Right. So doing the one thing the government is supposed to do, Donald Trump can't do. Right. We're already on like the second longest shutdown, and the first one was Donald Trump's first term.
Yeah.
Right.
So the
So
thing I
he's
have a
not.
big problem
Hold
with
on.
that,
Hold
though-
on. I'm not quite done
Oh,
yet.
okay.
But then when he
Okay.
is doing stuff, he is specifically doing stuff that is big government. He added $8.4 trillion to the national debt in his first term. He's already added $4 trillion in this term, right, in 10-year approved debt, right? He's literally federalizing national guards and sending them into American cities, right? Like literally the anti of freaking like letting government, work on its own. He's already been found by federal court judges to be in violation of the First Amendment multiple times. Now he's been found in violation of the 10th and 14th Amendment, right? He is literally sticking the government exactly where it shouldn't be, right?
Yeah.
So like what I'm trying to understand is, sir, is you're giving me this like I don't like the government like type of like stance, like I want to move to an island, all that sort of stuff. But you're saying that you support Trump, and that's the opposite of that.
I think it's more that Trump has the balls to say stuff to other countries that I feel like a lot of presidents haven't. I think a big thing is with when we had Biden as president, I think he was not fit to be president. And I'm not saying that Trump is the best president ever, but I don't think our last president was fit to be in office because it just did not seem that way. Back when Bush was in there, Obama, I was totally fine with Obama. I liked him. But it's just like
But
seems like
Biden wasn't
countries don't
running. Even if you believe that Biden wasn't fit to be president, okay, which I will say probably by the end of his term he probably wasn't. You didn't even have the choice,
There was a definite,
sir. But you didn't have the
line.
choice to vote for Biden, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
had the
that-
choice
that-
between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. You had the choice between somebody who was 60 years old, lively, like understood more of like the way the world is working, right?
Yeah.
Or an 80-year-old who just took a dementia test, said it was hard, and thought it was an IQ test. Okay?
Yeah, no.
A guy who was literally walking with, I forgot who it was from Japan, a representative from Japan, right? And I just watched this dude just wander off in like literally like he
remember
lost
that.
like the exact shit, right, that you guys were saying about Biden, just wandering off, was it the prime minister? Just wandering off into the crowd, right? Not knowing where the hell he is, right? Like,
Honestly, I felt so bad for him right then. I was like,
but
this guy
you
just
had the
needs to retire.
choice not to vote in another 80-year-old. Why as a 29-year-old, maybe 28-year-old at the time, right?
so that is one thing
Why
I
would you
wonder-
vote for an 80-year-old?
I don't know. But what's your opinion on that? So I know like presidents are, normally older people, but what would your opinion be on like younger people being presidents? Like maybe late 30s, early 40s. Like Obama was, I want to say mid 40s. I'm pretty sure he's the youngest president.
Obama how old was he? I think he was around 50. right? But I'm totally cool with it. I don't know, maybe late 30s might be a little rough, but 40s I'm cool with. All right,
Yeah,
like
I feel
I'm
like
totally
that's
cool
the
with
thing with-
40s, okay? But
Yeah,
what I'm
like
saying is
Congress and all these people, they should be a younger age than why are we
47?
having these 70, 80-year-olds?
47?
We should have like people in their 40s.
Well, I mean, what we shouldn't have is people in their 80s.
Exactly.
But you
I feel
voted
like
for
we're
the person
finding
in
a
their
little bit of
80s,
common
sir.
ground.
Sir, but you voted for the guy in his 80s. You did that.
Well, yeah.
Like I
I
voted
did.
for Biden, but I didn't really have a choice. They were both old.
Yeah, and I voted for Donald Trump, and
Yeah, but they were both
I-
old, right? Like
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Trump ran against Biden, the age difference in between Trump and Biden is 3 years. Right? Like
Yeah,
they're the
which
same
is
fucking
crazy.
age. That's both old as shit. But then when I had the choice to vote for somebody younger, I took the younger person. You didn't. You took the older person. So it's kind of
Well,
hard
I
for me to be
did-
like for you to like make this like claim that like, oh, I think younger people should be in when you're the one who chose the older person.
Yeah. Well, my actual first vote was it was the first time Trump ran. What's his name? Black guy, neurosurgeon.
Ben Carson.
Yeah, I voted for Ben Carson. That's who I wanted.
It's
But
insane.
obviously, Trump took the stage. Ben Carson, I really wanted him because I thought he would be really, really good.
Ben Carson's an idiot, but he's a fucking he might as well be Einstein in comparison to Trump. Okay?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm not saying he's an idiot. I'm sure
Yeah,
he's a
for
great
sure.
surgeon. Okay? But like straight up like he's an idiot, but he's Einstein. He's Stephen Hawking mixed with Superman in comparison to Trump.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Like if you want to put it in comparison, like give me a break. I got to read this super chat. CJ said he couldn't remember the Prime Minister of Japan's name, so he called him Mr. Japan.
I'm trying to keep my language PG for your your stream.
I don't care about
Oh my
PG.
God.
Dude's a fucking idiot.
I'm like, what the fuck?
So can we stop supporting Trump now? I mean,
After
sorry.
this term,
We
yeah.
Yeah, well, but like, sir, you have to realize, okay, Donald Trump has literally just come out lately and said he's going to take a third term, right?
Yeah, I did
He said
just
there's
see that,
ways
and I was
around
like,
that.
No way.
Yeah, but sir, everyone said there was no way that he was going to try to steal the 2020 election, and then he literally hired freaking hundreds of fake electors and tried to stop certifications of elections in order to do it.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about elections? Do you think they should be in person, or how do you feel about that?
No, no. I don't care about mail-in voting or early voting. There's been no evidence of freaking widespread fraud in any type of way when it comes to any of those type of voting. Donald Trump mail-in voted.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's some. I saw a video about it with, obviously with AI and all the random shit. I saw some shit, but I think it should be, if they mail it to your house. But the only thing that I thought was weird was my grandpa got a voter thing in the mail.
Yeah.
He's been dead for 8 years.
Okay.
So I thought that was a little weird. I feel like it was just a mistake. But then I saw like some of the videos and stuff and whatnot, and obviously mistakes are made. I just think
Yep. The vote in the mail
If
is not
you're
what
a US
counts as the vote,
citizen-
sir. It has to get certified when it gets back.
yeah,
And they would have ran his
so
social security number and found out he was dead.
yeah, like I feel like it should be an honest system, and obviously, the average person is going to be honest about everything, but there are people that you see all these stupid videos where it's like, oh yeah, I voted for all these people, or it's dumb shit when it's election season.
No, sir.
And,
It's just people trying to fearmonger you in the way. The only reason that Donald Trump
Yeah.
wants to stop mail-in voting and stop early voting is so he can send his people to the polling places to try to intimidate people, which he's already doing for the elections next week. By the way, yes on 50 if you're in California. I don't want to forget about that. Okay. But the only reason
What's
he
the
wants
yes on 50?
in-person voting is because he wants to be able to send his DOJ people to the polls to intimidate people from voting. Okay. And if you mail in vote, you can't be intimidated. Okay. He can't
Yeah.
try to scare you away from the polling areas. And don't let them, if you're in a place that's voting for something, okay, especially yes on 50, he's going to try to scare you away from the voting time. He's going to do what they did back in the day when they tried to scare black people away from being able to vote, even though they were allowed to. Okay?
Yeah.
So don't listen to any of that. Don't listen to any of that crap. Mail-in voting, while it does have a small little bit of fraud in it, so does every type of voting. But nothing that's ever freaking been massive or any type of scale that could affect an election. Okay.
Yeah.
So mail-in vote, early vote. I always early vote, and you guys should all early vote too. It's actually very good for the party. Okay. Always early vote. I'll explain that later. But yeah, don't listen to that crap on there, dude. People just get scared, right? People like want certainty in their lives, and they think if they make up stuff like that, they can do that. But hey, man, I am gonna move on to the next caller. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay?
Definitely. Yeah, like I said, I mean, me and my girlfriend are totally opposite. She voted for the opposite of me, and I like to talk to people about stuff because I feel like we can always find like a common ground, and it's good just to talk and be like, yo, maybe different views. Let's have a conversation about it, and that's cool.
Well, I do this 6 days a week. You might enjoy the conversation. So you and your girlfriend both subscribe. You guys can watch me sometime, okay?
All right, yeah, I'll subscribe right after I go.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, yeah, you have a great day.
Yeah, and listen to your girlfriend. She sounds smarter than you.
Hey, shut
Bye. I was only kind of joking. I was like, oh, Jeffrey, I missed this. Sorry, CJ. Big noise to Jeff for CJ for the super chat. That was funny. I had to put that in there, right there. That was funny. Yo, the rest of y'all subscribe also. Hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Somebody, where'd it go? Somebody. There it is. Harridan, thank you so much for the subscription on Twitch. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Jeffrey, sorry, I saw the super chat earlier to start the live. This was actually the first super chat of the day, and I forgot to talk about it. So thank you so much, Jeffrey, for that super chat. They're going okay today. We're getting this thing started. Bennett, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, interested to have a talk because I have mixed opinions, but lean more on Trump with reservations. Yeah, we could possibly have a talk. We'll see where you stand on that, and we can go from there. Someone said, I'll subscribe. They never have to say Hail Satan again. No deal. You don't have to say it, by the way. Yeah, we'd have to like feel you out, see how that's figure out how your conversation's going, but that's a possibility. Lovely God says, it's fascinating to see Trump supporters cope with this horrible leadership. It is. It's pretty crazy. Jedi says, would people that say no kings vote for Prop 50? Why would people that say no kings vote for Prop 50? Oh, you must be confused. So Prop 50 isn't a vote on whether we should have a king or not. That's why. That was pretty simple. I don't know. Jason, thank you so much for the $5. Also says, hey, Paulie, one of your neighbors in the north here. We're worried about y'all down there. Love your stuff. Keep it up. Thank you so much. There was a chat for Canada. Keep playing that video of Reagan too. Y'all keep it up there. Loving your work. All right. Loving your work up there, Canada. All right. We're going to open up these phone lines. Keep this thing going. I really, really appreciate y'all. Again, if you'd like support, super chats are open. Memberships. Go become a member. Make sure you subscribe. Like the live. All that fun stuff. All right. Do all that things. Do all the things and the stuff for the places and the live and the things. all the words and the things and the stuff. What was I saying? Hello, how are you?
Doing good. How are you, Paulie?
I'm great. How old are you?
30.
Whenever someone says Paulie like that, I assume I know you. It's very friendly.
No, I just looked at your show, and to be clear, I know you're probably going to cut me off after this, but I am a left winger. I just figured I could probably steel man the Trump supporter arguments better than they can. If you're willing to.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I do appreciate that, but no, I am only looking for true Trump supporters. I don't need any. I don't need any devil's advocates today.
No worries. Keep it up. Talk to you later, bud.
Have a good one, man. Bye. Yeah. Sorry. The devil's advocate thing doesn't do it for me, right? Trust me, they're devil's advocate enough for me. All right. I don't need more. I don't need more. Why is the phone not ringing? I'm seeing the other calls, but it's not ringing. That's weird. Hopefully it'll pop up in a second. Jen, thank you so much for the $5 super chat too. I really appreciate that. Fuck Donald Trump. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. How old are you?
I am 28.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Somewhat.
You
Yeah,
only
yeah,
you only
I'm
somewhat
the,
support
I'm the
fascism?
super, no, definitely don't support fascism.
Okay. You're the super chatter. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah. I was the super chatter that said I had mixed feelings.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a strange thing to have mixed feelings about, sir. I mean, Donald Trump is.
No, yeah, there's positives and there's negatives to every administration. I think that we can all agree on that.
Yeah. I mean, like that means like by that theory, we can also point out the positives in Hitler's administration, right?
Unfortunately, as it sounds, I'm sure there might be political stuff, yes, but like obviously there's a vast majority of things that were extremely horrible.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly, sir. So, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I'm sure you could find something good with someone's, right? Like with every single person's policies, right? But, sir, we're not talking about just having, something good. I'm not trying to find something good. I'm trying to look at the presidency as a whole, okay? And see if it's good for Americans, right? And Donald Trump's is just unequivocally not.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Can you explain at least, which I'm curious, like I know like your platform is like you love to hear what other people say. I'm curious, or at least I've listened the past couple times. I'm more curious of like what you're like if you give me like 1 or 2 points that like you're really staunch upon, and then maybe we can start from there.
Well, that I'm staunch upon, that's why I'd rather hear yours, because it's like I'm staunch about everything, man. I know what I like and what I don't like, and I'll make it very clear on my standpoint. All of my points, all of my stance, all of my personal beliefs start from the point of we need to treat human beings like human beings, all right, and treat them with the most humanity possible, all right. So
yeah, I can agree with that 100%.
Yeah,
if anyone doesn't, then they're a crazy person.
Well, Donald Trump doesn't. Right?
Well, I would disagree on that.
Donald Trump literally is using taxpayer dollars to send certain migrants, right, to a prison that is well known for torture and sexual assault.
Which location is that?
El Salvador?
El Salvador?
Yeah. People that have been convicted of zero crime, okay, just for the fact that they're being immigrants, is sending them, using my dollars and your dollars, to send people to a prison, all right, to be tortured and sexually assaulted. How is that humane?
Well, let's not over exacerbate that they're being sent there for that reason, because they're not being. Let's both agree, like they're not being sent there for that reason. They're like. They might be deported, and like being in that location does make them more susceptible to those things, which like I agree. I don't think any human being should be should have experienced those things, but that's not why they're being sent there.
Sir, you do realize I'm not talking about
sending them there to be raped and tortured. Well, that's not why he's sending them. That's just categorically false and like misleading.
It's not categorically false or misleading. Okay, because he's not just. I'm not saying, sir. I'm not saying he's sending them to El Salvador, and that is what is happening. I am saying that
he's sending them to. They're sending raped and tortured.
Yeah, I need to finish, and I'll clear myself up here. Okay,
I'm sorry.
He's sending them to a prison in El Salvador that brags about torturing their prisoners. Okay, so you don't like that'd be like saying okay, like you're like I'm going to throw you in a pool, right? I didn't get you wet.
Okay.
Right? Like I just threw you in the pool. If you got wet, that's just a side effect of me throwing you in the pool. And I don't have any responsibility for you being wet if I throw you in the pool. No, if Donald Trump knows and everybody in the world knows and the country brags about and the prison brags about torturing people, and then you say, I am going to send people to that prison, okay, then you are purposefully sending somebody to get tortured.
I would not I do not. I categorically disagree that they're being sent there for that. It's like, yeah, one we can agree on is prison a bad place to be. 100%. Is like rape bad? 100%. Is torture bad? 100%. Yes, absolutely. Is being sent? Is he saying, hey, send them to this specific prison?
Yes.
Is he? So you have evidence of him saying that I want them sent to this prison.
He brags about
100%. He openly bragged that
Yes.
I'm sending these people to this prison
it. Yes.
for this purpose.
Not for this purpose. He's saying I'm sending them to this prison
Because it's a bad prison.
Because it's
the
a bad
notoriety.
prison.
Is that what you're saying?
But let's be clear, sir. Sir, you again, okay? I don't really understand where our disconnect is here, okay? So let me clear this out, okay? The prison is known for torture.
Okay.
Donald Trump is
Yep.
sending people who have not been convicted of a crime, even if they have, this is horrific. Right?
Yeah.
But same people who have been convicted of no crime to a prison that is well known for torture in another country that brags about torturing people in that prison, right? Please explain to
Okay.
me how that's humane.
How it's humane. So that's a hard stance. It's more of the fact that it's trying to draw the line between whether that like other people are bragging about that this prison does this and then they are being sent there on his direction, or that he is implicitly involved in purposely sending them there because of those actions that are happening. It's like those are different
It's
things.
not.
And like we have to
It's
like,
not, though.
No, it is.
No, it's
it is.
unequivocally not,
Just
sir.
because people are bringing up things about stuff, it's just like if we want to bring up like Guantanamo Bay, like there was bad stuff that absolutely happened in Guantanamo Bay. Like before, when Obama came up and said, "Hey, we do not torture," we had the detainee program, and yes, we were torturing people, and then it turned into enhanced interrogation, and then it goes, okay, yes, that stuff happens at Guantanamo Bay. Does that mean that everyone that is sent there is exposed to that and they're like guaranteed for that to happen?
That
Absolutely
was an
not. Just
American
like
prison
anyone who-
overseas, okay, that we were in control of.
Well, it's just like if anyone that goes to an Atlanta federal prison is not always guaranteed
Torture-
to get raped. Like, hey, like they
Sir.
get raped
Sir.
in American prisons all the time.
Sir. The express point of building this prison was to be as inhumane as possible. The entire point of the
Is
prison,
that your interpretation?
that is
or
El
your,
Salvador's
analysis of it?
interpretation of the prison.
Okay, that's fine. I haven't read much
Okay.
on
This-
Salvadorian
this-
like literature describing the prison
Sir.
itself. I can admit that I haven't.
The fucking
read
president
much
of El
on that.
Salvador got on television and brags about it. Okay? About the
Okay.
horrific treatment that happens in this prison. Okay? But it does not matter.
I would
okay?
agree that
it
that's
it,
wrong
it
if
doesn't
they-
matter,
if
sir.
they
Sir,
state
it
government-
does
if
not
the head of
matter.
state is-
Sir, it does
Mhm.
not matter if he's saying, I am going to send them to that prison to get tortured. If he is sending them to a prison, A, when they've committed no crime. Okay? So let's start there. They're being sent to prison
Okay.
without due process, without being convicted of a crime. And the Trump administration knows explicitly, because everybody fucking knows, that they torture people there. Purposely. Not it happens in the prison. The guards do it and they brag about it. The fact that you are trying to defend the humanity of this shows me that you are a little agreement that we started out this
No,
conversation about. No.
Let's-
I said I start with treating people humanely. That is where my beliefs and my morals and everything starts with
Yep,
me.
and I
with
agree
treating
with
people.
that.
No, but
I
you
agree.
you said you agreed with it, and you are defending
Yep.
sending human beings to a torture prison.
No,
Yes, you
that's
are.
misleading.
That is
And
not
you- and you
misleading.
gotta
Everyone
recognize
just
that
heard
that's
it.
Misleading because
That is in
I
no.
never
Okay,
argued for
chat.
that. I said
Is
there's
that
a difference
misleading?
Between,
Is
I
that
said
misleading,
there's
chat?
A difference between advocating personally for someone going to that location for specific reasons, or there's also a difference between, hey, he's sending them to this location, and then people within that country are saying that it's really bad because of X, Y, and Z reasons.
Sir, it's not
And then
the
if people are
country. It is
advocating that
the
they're going
prison.
there for
We
those
are
reasons,
sending
I disagree with that. I
we
think
are
that's bad.
sending that country millions of dollars to keep people in the torture prison. What's wrong with American prisons?
What's wrong with American prisons?
Yeah, because those people that he's sending to that prison aren't from El Salvador. You do know that,
Well,
right?
There's a lot of problems with the American prison system.
Then why didn't we
100%.
send them to our prisons?
Because if we're talking about deportation of illegal immigrants that are crossing over the United States border illegally and jumping the line of asylum seekers and stuff of that nature, then I
It's
don't
insane.
believe that the United States taxpayers should have to then house the people in our
The
country.
United States taxpayers are housing them in that country.
We pay for the transportation.
We pay the El Salvadorian government to house them in that prison.
Is that I don't know the actual fact of that. If you do have the evidence or like the data to back that up, I will gladly look at that.
We paid them like $6
and
million.
I'm willing to change my mind. How much?
Like $6 million or something like that?
$6 million. Okay.
Something like
yeah.
that.
Like yeah, hey, I'm against
I'm being actually told it was $8 million. $8 million
Okay.
to house
Yeah,
200 prisoners.
I understand. And that is to house them. Is that specifically to house them or to ship them? Because I know the transportation
No, to
cost is
house
pretty
them.
expensive.
To house them. A deportation
Okay.
flight to El Salvador doesn't even cost $1 million for all of them combined.
Well, I'll just give you my background. I've been in the United States Army for almost the past decade, and we might say it might not, but like knowing how they procure stuff, it's like you might like buy an apple for 50 cents, but the Army
No,
might buy an
actually, under the
apple for
Biden
$5.
administration, they averaged just over $100,000 because they were actually flying them on commercial flights, and Donald Trump actually switched that over to fly them out of military flights, which actually increased it sevenfold, which made it about $700,000 to $800,000 per deportation flight. So even if you were to combine
Yeah,
all of those
I
deportation
agree
flights
with that.
at the higher rate, it still wouldn't be the cost that we freaking pay to house them. But no, we're flying them there, and then we're housing them, paying taxpayer dollars there.
Wait. I just want to touch a point on that. You said it wouldn't touch the money amount that it takes to house them. Is that what you're saying?
Sir, $8 million
that wrong?
could fly thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of migrants
Yeah.
all over the place. That's not what this
Yeah,
was.
and I would agree that it is cheaper to do that than house them.
We're paying to house them also.
And I don't agree with that.
Sir, you shouldn't agree with them because it's a torture prison.
No. I'm not saying like I don't want anyone to go to a torture prison.
You're paying
Nobody
for it?
wants that. If people want that, like that's psychopath.
Trump
Like,
wants
that's crazy.
that.
We don't want that. Yeah,
Because
no, I don't
Trump
want
is
that.
doing that.
And if that is specifically the reason he's sending them there to be
Sir,
tortured,
I
would
don't
disagree
give a
with that, and
fuck if that, sir,
don't
I want you
say
to hear
that
me
that-
very, very clearly. I don't give a fuck if he intentionally is doing it for them to be tortured. Okay? If you
Yeah,
are
but what
knowing, no,
means
sir,
it's like-
listen,
it's
listen,
like,
listen,
hey,
listen, listen.
it's the
I'm going to make myself so
DA
clear
of-
because this conversation is disgusting.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay? If
go ahead.
you knowingly send someone and pay for someone to be in a prison, send them to that country to be put in that prison, and you know they torture people in that prison, then you are a grotesque, fucking abhorrent human being. Okay? And if you support him in doing that or try to justify it, you are also a grotesque and abhorrent human being.
Yeah. Hey, I can agree with that. I'm saying the thing I'm saying is it might not be the intent. It's like because that draws a weird gray line, and this is not supportive. I want to make that abundantly clear, so I don't want like mislead or anything like that. I'm just making a subjective opinion on it. Is like, if then we say, okay, the DA in downtown Atlanta goes, hey, I'm going to send this felon or this person to this specific prison, and they have a higher rate of male-on-male sexual abuse and rape. It's like,
Sir, first
then
of
you
all,
could-
the
that
DA
type
would
of
have to do it.
argument can go so
Sir.
sideways, bro.
Sir,
Like that
no, it
argument can
cannot go
so
sideways.
to
One,
where
if the
someone can
DA
go,
did it,
oh, they're doing it
First of all,
because of
sir, if the DA did it, there would be charges. None of these people have charges. Let's be very clear on that. Second of all, okay, a sexual assault is illegal in the United States prisons. And that
Yes,
prison,
I know.
that
But
prison,
that doesn't
they're
stop it
torturing
from
people.
happening.
They're
It
torturing
doesn't stop
people.
it from happening.
Sir, in
Yeah, I
that prison,
guarantee
they are
you it's
torturing
illegal
people.
in a lot of those
all-
countries, but it doesn't
Sir.
mean it's stopping it from happening.
Sir, you are saying something happens and we can't stop it, as opposed to the prison was designed for it to fucking happen.
If they are sending people to a prison and they are openly saying that they designed it specifically for the rape and torture of people, I would fully disagree with setting that.
That is what
I
I'm telling
disagree
you.
on your opinion. I know that's what you're telling me and that's what you believe and that's like what you're saying. I haven't read everything that you might be reading, and
Then-
like I am glad to do that research and formulate that opinion. And if I do see that stuff, absolutely, I would staunchly agree with you, 100%.
God, I left.
I'm
You
saying
know
that
what?
right
The sad part, I don't even like know if I want to go into the rest of the stuff, because literally I was just being like, okay, I'm gonna say like just one thing that I think we can both agree on very easily. That is very inhumane and horrible. But unfortunately, we just had to have like a fucking 10-minute conversation about whether sending people to a torture prison was okay or not, right? So like I don't even know like how
that's
do I
not what
even
we're-
move
that's
on
not
to a
what-
next
but that's not what-
conversation?
but
Like how do
that's
I
not
even
what we
move
were
on to the next
disagreeing on.
conversation?
But we can greatly. That's fine. But,
Why?
like,
If you're
I
sir, if
don't
you're
think
gonna
that's
if
what
you're
we
gonna
were
argue over
disagreeing
this,
on.
why are we even talking? Like literally, like if this is what we're
I'm
gonna
not
argue about,
arguing
because
on
like
the merits
I'm
of
going
it.
into
I
like I
agree
wanted to
with
go
you.
into like healthcare being ripped away from people, like food benefits being ripped away from people. I wanted to go into like all sorts of fucking
Yep.
things, right?
Yes,
The
yes,
freaking
I'm
like
gladly. We can
why you're
gladly
arguing with
move
me?
on.
You're arguing with me over fucking like that. Like, should we even talk about the fact that Donald Trump is sending people to countries they're not from in war-torn prisons, or the fact that he's deporting freaking people, ripping them away from their kids, or sending his ICE agents out to zip tie children on the fucking ground and leaving them out there fucking naked, or freaking sending people with mass agents to people's works to scare shove them, or arresting American citizens and leaving them in prison for days on end without them fucking having any charges, or if they're even being freaking undocumented immigrants? Like, should we what inhumane thing would we not argue about?
No. I'm like, hey, I think you misconstrued what my opinion was. It was like, it wasn't that I disagreed that it's inhumane. If that stuff is happening, 100% agree with you. It's inhumane, and I don't agree with it. 100%. I disagree. What I was saying is I disagree on the premise that they are purposely sending them there for those explicit reasons for that to happen to those people. That's it. It's not that I don't agree that it's happening or they might be more susceptible to it. It's more the fact that I disagree with the fact that a head of state is specifically sending people to those regions for that to happen.
The head of state referred to them as vermin that is poisoning the blood of this country, which is a fucking Hitler quote. Why would you think that somebody that says that about immigrants would be concerned with their humane treatment?
If they said that, I staunchly disagree. Like I said in my chat with you, is that I don't agree with everything. I agree with some things, and I do not agree. If those statements are true, then I'm with you. I disagree with that. I think that's nasty. I don't think a head of state should say that, and it shouldn't be spoken on the world stage or in any even small circles for that amount. So, yeah, absolutely. It's like if those things are being said, disagree 100% with those statements, and I'm in support.
Okay. Well, I agree with that, sir. But like I said, there's so many inhumane things that Donald Trump
Yeah.
is doing. I just named off like one just like right at the top because it was like, oh, that's an easy one. We can
of
agree
course.
with that.
Well,
Okay, like I didn't expect to have a real big
Yeah.
conversation. It's horrific what he's doing to
of
people. It's horrific what he's doing to migrants in this fucking country, just in general, right? Like we can talk about. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
There's a difference.
Hold on,
between
sir.
Migrants,
Hold on, sir.
Legal migrants. And
No, there's
illegal
not when it comes to their humanity and their treatment within humanity. Okay,
No, everyone should be treated
but
rightfully.
Donald
so.
Trump's not. And that's the point I'm making. Okay.
Well-
Because I was going to say before you cut me off that we can talk about whether or not you think that we should deport people or not, or whether or not people should be sent back to their countries. And we could have a general discussion about that. But what Donald Trump is doing
Yeah, I'd love
is
to.
treating people. No, we can't get there because we can't get past the fact that Donald Trump is sending mass agents with no badges. Okay, into people's house, beating them up, ripping them away from their children, ripping their children away from them, slamming them into fucking vans, fucking blindfolding them, taking them to fucking prisons without any fucking ability to show whether they're even legally here. Okay, he is literally doing a campaign of fucking fear and terror on people in the United States.
Okay.
Like
Okay,
how
but-
how
but
are we
can-
like
can I answer
advocating
that?
for that?
Yeah, no, I totally accept your opinion. Do you mind if I respond?
That's not an opinion.
What?
What part of that
No,
was an opinion?
That categorically is your opinion.
What
That's
part
like
of
the
that was an
definition
opinion?
The fact that when it comes to the, like, you're saying that they're showing up with no badges, systematically, like, beating people up, throwing them in vans, hooding them, taking them off, and stuff like that.
That's not an opinion, sir. Not
Yeah,
only is there
it is.
not
That's-
only
that's the
sir,
fear, that's
sir,
the fear mongering that you were
sir,
talking about earlier
not-
with the
not
with the,
only- not only-
earlier caller. Like, that's the fear mongering type of
Yeah.
like rhetoric.
not
that we
only are
see
there
in
like
the media
thousands
that
of
people
videos
say
about
that,
it,
that, like,
but the videos are being posted by
Okay.
Kristi Noem.
okay, yes, like which specific videos?
Sir. Kristi
Because like, when
Noem.
you say certain stuff like that, you have to have a
You do know who
like,
Kristi
a
Noem is, right?
reasonable or rational like opinion, saying it's like, hey, it's like they're going into
Do-
people's houses with no badges.
do
no
you know
warrants,
who
just
Kristi
hood
Noem
rats,
is?
People taking them down. It's like that's a fear mongering
Yeah.
thing that's
do-
like categorically
Yeah, awesome.
on the large
Do you know who
scale of
Kristi
not
Noem
happening.
is?
Yes,
Who's Kristi Noem?
she's the director of Homeland Security,
Who works directly for who?
Donald Trump.
Awesome. Her Truth Social has the videos I'm talking about. Her Twitter
That-
and Truth Social are posting the
Okay.
videos of them doing this exact thing.
Okay, so are you saying that those are not authorized warrants to go into people's house, arrest warrant to go into people's houses to grab people that have broken the law and to get them out under U.S. Code 8 USC 1325?
That is exactly
which
what
is
the fuck I'm
improper
saying.
Entry by alien.
Sir, improper entry by alien, okay, does
Yes,
not
it's
change
breaking
the
federal law. It's
humane
breaking the federal law.
fucking treatment of human beings. Where are you not getting this through your fucking head? Like literally,
No,
like why am I,
yes,
sir,
100%
sir,
inhumane.
sir, with
yes,
all due
we should
respect,
treat
with all
people
due
with
respect, which I'm
respect,
having
but it's
very
also
little
when
for you right
people
now,
break the
will you
law,
please
like-
shut the fuck up?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Thank you. You are acting
Mm-hmm.
like, for some reason, a fucking illegal entry, which is a civil offense in the United States, which would be classified as a Class C misdemeanor, okay, now fucking warrants for people with no badges and masks to break into your house, beat you up, put a hood on you, and throw you into the back of a fucking van. Do you understand the words that are coming out of your fucking mouth right now? Sir, we obviously
do. And-
cannot meet on any
Yes,
type.
I know.
Sir, please,
I know,
you know
we
what?
have to
That's
take
fine.
emotion
I
out
think
of
what
it. If
no,
we
no,
wanna
we
have
don't take
political
emotion out of
discourse, we gotta
humanity.
take
No,
emotion.
I do not take emotion out of humanity. You might be able to, but you obviously don't have any humanity. Okay, you
But no, I
obviously
do. That-
no,
see-
you
see,
fucking
that's wrong.
don't.
We
No,
can't
you
just start
fucking
pointing
don't.
fingers.
No, you fucking don't. You don't have any
You can't
fucking
just
humanity.
point fingers after having a 5-minute conversation.
We've been on this shit for 25 minutes, and it feels like
25
25
minutes.
fucking
Yep.
hours
I-
listening to you defend inhumane treatment of other fucking human beings.
See, that's a problem. I'm not
Yes,
defending, and you
you
can roll back
fucking
the
are.
clip and say like I'm defending inhumane treatment. I literally have
You
stated
are.
multiple
You are.
times saying
You are.
inhumane treatment, rape, all this stuff.
You
I
are.
don't support it.
I
literally
said,
just said it.
sir, I
So,
said
like, how
that
do we
people are
find
being,
common
sir,
ground
I,
when
s-
I
no,
say
sir,
I don't
I said,
support it, and then you
sir,
say I do.
I
How
said
do we
people
find
are
common
being
ground
ripped
there?
from their families, zip tied by masked people with no badges, zip tied, hooded, and put into the back of vans. Okay?
What's wrong with them being
hold on,
masked?
sir,
What you keep making
sir,
that point. What's
sir.
wrong with them being masked?
Sir, thank you. I said that people are having their house broken in, they're being ripped away from their children are being ripped away from them, they're being zip tied, beat up, thrown into fucking. Sir, I'm gonna finish this fucking sentence, and I'm gonna need you to be quiet for it.
Sure.
Okay? Thank
You
you.
might describe it as really bad, but it's like if I have.
All right, I'm muting you now. I'm tired of hearing you. Anyways, what I was saying was people are being ripped away by masked agents and with no badges, thrown in the back of vans without being even given the ability to prove whether they are here or not, right? With absolutely no due process. All right, being held in detention under no charges, not being told what any of those charges are for whatsoever. Okay, and you're saying that the excuse for all of that inhumanity is they committed a civil infraction and possibly a class C misdemeanor. That is the humanity, all right? Just the same way it would be very, very inhumane, right? To start beating up jaywalkers or people at their speeding tickets, ripping people out of their car for their speeding tickets and fucking ripping them up. No, it's the same level of infraction, actually. It is, though. But it is the same, but
misdemeanor up to 6 months in prison, but subsequent offenses, it becomes a felony.
Yeah, less than 15%. It's actually around 12%. It's about 12.
Everyone disagrees with police brutality.
It's less than 15. They shot a fucking priest in the face with a pepper ball.
And I disagree with that. Like, I disagree. 100%.
Less than 15% of the people that Donald Trump is detaining whatsoever, okay, have any criminal record outside of freaking illegal entry.
Sorry, say the percentage again.
Less than 15%.
Less than 15% are being detained that have no criminal history.
Correct.
Is it no?
No, less than
is it
15% have a criminal history.
Or is it no illegal entry? Or is
Sir,
it like,
illegal entry is, again, a civil infraction on the same level as jaywalking.
it is a misdemeanor.
Okay.
And I agree, but yes, but it's like we have to have borders or countries don't.
Sir,
matter.
I don't have a problem
It
with
doesn't mean
having
people
borders.
should be
Why do I need ICE, which, by the way, is like the 6th or like the 8th, would be the 6th or 8th largest military on the planet. Okay? They're larger than the IDF. Okay?
Yep.
Why do I need those people, right, going around with masks and no badges, torturing and assaulting people in order to have a secure border?
When you put it in a premise of that they're going around torturing and throwing people in jail in their masks, like
they are.
It's like that's the type of fear mongering that we're talking about.
No, that's the reality of the situation that I'm tired of listening to. If you, sir, if you don't want to accept the reality of what's going on, that's fine. You can stick your head in the ground and just freaking ignore it. That's no problem for me. I am going to say it exactly how it is.
It's just okay. That's fine. That's your opinion. But like, can we touch on one point real quick that you brought up multiple times?
It's not my opinion. It's literally Donald Trump's Department of Homeland Security saying it's happening.
Okay, that's fine. The point with the mask problem, can you tell me you brought it up multiple points that's a point of contention that you keep emphasizing on. I'm curious to understand your point that like, what's the bad thing with the mask problem?
Because when you don't
I don't,
wear
I
a
don't want
mask
to take
and you
away.
because
I
when
don't
you
want to
wear a
take
mask
away.
and you take away someone's badges, then how do I know you're not an intruder in my house?
No, I can 100% agree with that. If I get like a no-knock warrant and people are not wearing badges and they storm into my house, I have a lot of guns. It probably would not go down very well.
Yeah, gotcha. So people that literally were escaping the place that they came from, most likely, for the most part, right? People that are escaping the place they came from due to violence, due to things like kidnapping, due to things like cartels and drugs, or their government that's going after them and actually breaking into people's houses and killing them and taking them away and torturing their children.
So
You're
are
going
you talking
to,
about asylum seekers?
sir, I'm talking about all sorts of people that are migrants. I'm not just talking about asylum
no,
seekers,
no,
okay?
but
But not that Donald
there's
Trump really gives a
certain
shit
terms
whatsoever.
that
But
matter.
regardless of any of that, no, sir,
There's
asylum
certain terms
seekers
that matter,
are
though.
just the people that happened to that the government knows about, not the people that have come in there who didn't have a valid asylum claim and snuck in the country besides that. Do you ever think that was a possibility?
Sorry, say again. You cut out.
Yeah, only
Something about
40% of people
possibility?
under the Biden administration, only 40% of the people that sought asylum in this country, or that try to seek asylum at the southern border, were granted asylum under the Biden administration. So that, by the same point,
Only
means 60%.
40%. Okay.
That means about 60% thought that they had a valid asylum claim and they didn't, or they didn't have proof in order to prove it, which means there's tons of people that are in this country illegally that was also happening to, which is why they left the country. All right. So now you're going to take those people who have been living in fear of violence, who come to someplace safe, and now you are going to break into their houses with masks and no badges and kidnap them.
Kidnapping. See, that's the thing. It's like they're not kidnapping them.
Do they
So
know the
do you-
difference?
So no, yes, because
Oh, gotcha.
No. So there is a difference because it's like you're saying that the federal government is not. Are you making the implication that the federal government is not making complete investigations and they're not executing warrants on certain individuals?
Correct.
Because if
Yeah.
someone goes into my house and arrests me and takes me out, that's typically done under a judge-signed warrant because I have an outstanding warrant for something
Nope.
that I have done illegally.
Nope.
And you're saying that they're not doing that. You're just
Correct.
saying they're just willy-nilly knocking on doors and just
Correct. Actually,
fucking
Stephen Miller
busting down the door and grabbing folks.
Stephen Miller actually specifically instructed the heads of ICE to stop going after criminals and to start targeting Cardenas markets and 7-Elevens.
Is he targeting those areas because that is where a more predominant area of where
Sir,
potentially
see, that-
illegal
that's-
immigrants are hanging
Yeah,
out?
see,
Or is that
that's what's
because, like,
called
oh,
moving the goalposts. See, a second ago, it was, oh, what? They don't have a judge-signed warrant? And then when I provide evidence to show that they didn't have a judge-signed warrant, your response is, oh, well, is that just the place where more undocumented immigrants are? See how you just moved the goalpost just so quickly there?
no,
A second ago,
100%, I
yeah,
did
a
move it
second ago,
because
it was
it's
like,
a
oh,
two
they need a
different
signed
issue.
warrant, but now all of a sudden,
There's
apparently, they don't
an
need signed
issue.
warrants. Signed warrants. But that's
No,
okay.
because no, they do. There is a difference. You have to have a warrant to bust into somebody's house. You don't need a warrant if you literally are stopping someone, say a traffic violation. You stop someone, you find out they are an undocumented immigrant and they have violated multiple traffic laws and then also federal law of them entering illegally. It goes, oh, okay. Like, you don't need a warrant. That is the difference. Like, words mean things. It's like, yes, busting into someone's house to do something, yes, you need a warrant to do that. But just stopping someone in a certain area where there's a predominant, like, ethnicity of suspected stuff, and then we can get into different conversations about that. But
So
it's like,
I just want the whole
it's
crowd
like-
to know, like, I just want to talk to the crowd and just let the crowd know this for a second, okay? When you guys are watching those videos that like Christy Noem posts or that like ICE posts, and you're seeing all these videos of people being just like, scared for their lives, being ripped away from their children or throwing their, zip tying their children naked outside in the freaking freezing cold in Chicago and doing all these like horrific things that should never happen to any human beings. You're like, and you sit there and you're like, who would allow this stuff to happen? Like, who would be okay with like these horrific policies that are being perpetrated by the Trump administration, right? For this mental and physical and like emotional fucking trauma that they are being fucking put through, right? That is happening multiple times a day with this country. And you're like, how could somebody be so inhumane, right? And lack so much empathy in order to actually like, you know, like to see this and not be horrified? Just remember that this caller exists. Okay?
Oh, come on. That's
Just
such a
remember,
low blow and
just
such a
remember that
fear-mongering
this
nonsense.
caller exists. Okay?
That's such a low blow and a fear-mongering.
Sir,
Like,
you are
like,
low, and
lie,
when
dude.
someone's already low, you do have to swing low in order
No,
to hit
dude,
them.
just because,
Okay?
like,
And
just
sir,
because
you're
I
on the
caught you
ground.
fact
You
that
might
there's
be under
warrants,
it.
Like, no, because there's like warrants and stuff, and I called you out on like that. There's a difference. You don't have to like result to like, oh, hey, everybody, because there's bad things that are happening, it's because of this guy. See, that's the fear-mongering type of like political discord that just like
Sir,
does
I
not
don't.
move
You do
America
realize
forward.
I don't
It
care
doesn't
how
move
many times
America
you say the
forward
word
when you try to have
fearmonger, sir.
conversations
I
with
don't
people
care
that
how many times you say the
disagree,
word
and then you try
fearmonger.
to point fingers at
This is
someone
like
and
your
say, they're the
7th time.
bad person. They're the worst person ever.
Sir, this
Like,
is like the 8th time you've said fear-mongering. You do know if you have to repeat the word fear-mongering, now you're actually the one fear-mongering, right?
How? Because I made a delineation between a
No,
warrant
now you're
and
trying.
like an actual arrest.
Sir, they don't
Like,
have
but
warrants.
give
You
me an
don't
example.
need warrants, okay, in order to do this.
You do need warrants to go into someone's house and arrest them.
And
Yes,
they
you do.
don't
Like,
have
that's
them.
just the basic law. And you know that how?
Because they're
Where's
telling
your documentation
us.
showing that?
Because they're
Where's
telling
your
us.
documentation showing that? I'd
Because
love to see.
they're telling us.
I'd love to see, because they're telling us is a lot of great proof. That's fantastic. Proof, my guy.
Gotcha. So if the Department of
Because
Homeland
they're
Security,
saying it,
gotcha.
like-
So if the Department of Homeland Security
Like
is
Moses
telling me,
said he heard
is
it
telling
from a
me-
burning bush. Does
Yeah,
that make
gotcha.
it true?
Do-
He
yeah.
told me it.
yeah, do you know the
Make it
difference
true.
between like a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary source?
Yes, I do.
All right, what's a primary source?
A primary source is a face-to-face.
It doesn't have to be face to face. It's a direct from the freaking person that's doing it, right? Yeah,
Which, in other
yeah.
words,
So
can
if
be described as a
Christine
face-to-face.
Nome is the one telling me that she is the one that is perpetrating an action, okay?
Yeah,
I don't
she's
need
out there
more
saying
than
on
that.
national news that they're
Okay.
conducting no knock, just raids on people's houses with no
Yeah,
warrants. That's what
absolutely.
she said.
And they've
That's
been
what you
sued
said
for it
she
again
said.
on multiple courses, multiple
where
different
did
courts.
she say that? Where did she say that?
On
I'd
her
love
True
to see
Social,
the
where
proof
she
that
says everything else. You should go look at it.
I do. I
You
do
don't.
look at some of the stuff that they post, not all of it,
You
but
don't.
yeah, I do look at some of it. And she specifically says, yeah, we're raiding people's houses with no warrants because you know what? Why that would
There
not
are
happen?
if
Because that
asked
would
for
not held up
if-
in federal court.
they don't
That's
have to
not-
hold
that's
they
not-
didn't
that's
hold
not
up in federal
reality.
court, sir. They didn't hold up in federal court.
No, it would not hold up in federal
Sir, by the
court.
time
Democrats
that
sue
they by
over
the time
fucking
it gets to
everything, dude.
federal court, they're already deported.
Oh yeah, like it's a bang bang thing. Like the government is so fucking efficient. that
Yes.
It's a bang bang thing. They're picked up day one, fucking night two. They're out of here. Yeah, right. That's not
You
happening.
didn't hear about those people
Literally
that
just not happening.
you didn't hear about those people that that got sent to El Salvador, did you? They literally had a bunch of
I
people
already
that they
told
were
you that I read
sir,
reports,
sir,
but I didn't.
sir,
I told
they
you I read
literally-
reports of it, but I didn't
they
read what the
literally-
El Salvadorians
They
were saying.
literally were deporting people on planes. Okay, the families of those
Yeah.
people.
And
Sir,
I'm
be
fine
quiet.
with
that
that.
was not the point. Be quiet.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
they were deporting
Sure.
people on planes. Their families sued, so we could go to federal court. And the Trump administration's made sure that the planes took off before the courts opened. Then the courts ordered the planes back, and Trump was just like, oh, well, it's already gone, too late, bye. And they were just gone against a federal court's ruling. So yes,
Okay,
it
and
is
if there's
happening.
specific
It's happening
instances
all the
like that,
fucking
I
time.
disagree.
Those aren't specific instances.
If
These are happening
if-
all the time.
And what is the percentage of that happening?
Sir,
Regardless
if
of what
it's
the percentage,
one,
I
it's horrific,
disagree that
dude.
It is happening.
Jesus Christ,
I
dude.
agree. Holy shit! How many times do I gotta say? If it is happening, I disagree. I disagree. Like, if it is happening against a federal order or a court order and stuff like that, and there is without due process, I disagree.
This is the
But just
fear mongering that
blatantly
he's talking
saying
about.
it's
That fucking.
happening
This is the
over and
fear
over and
mongering that
over
he's
again
talking about. This is
doesn't
actually
mean
what's
it is.
dividing America. You see him talking about how he agrees with federal orders. This is the fear mongering that we have to deal with in this country. It's people like you, okay,
now it's
that
the
are
reverse
driving
bait and
a
switch.
fucking a wedge in this country. See, that's just your opinion. That if a federal court judge, okay, says that it shouldn't be happening, that you don't think it should be happening, right? Like that's just fear mongering.
How is that fear mongering?
Because I just said the exact same thing 5 minutes ago, and you called it fear mongering for me. I literally said the exact same. 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, I said the exact same thing, and you called it fear mongering.
No.
But now
Don't
you say it.
Don't even
But now
try
you
that.
say it, and all of a sudden it's
because
totally
you
okay.
tried to-
Yeah, that makes
you
sense.
tried to tell your audience that because that there's little
I don't
kids
need to
in
tell my
Chicago
audience,
being
sir.
thrown
They
in the
all use their
street.
eyes and can see that it's happening. Okay? I don't need to
No, you
convince
really
my
made a
audience that this is happening.
statement.
Sir,
So yes, you did
I
tell
don't need
your
to
audience.
convince
You
my
made a
audience that this is
statement.
happening.
You
Sir,
wanted to
I don't
lead
need to
and
convince
say
my
that there's
audience that it's
little kids
happening
and they get thrown in the street because of people like
because
me.
my
That is
audience,
the definition
because
of
they are.
fear-mongering.
Because they are.
And if that is happening, I disagree with
yeah,
it.
they're
But
and it's
the
because
fact
of
that
you.
You say because it's happening
Because
of
it is
people
because of
like
you.
me, that's fear mongering.
That's not. How is that fear
I
mongering?
disagree
What is
with it?
fear mongering, by the way? Do you even know what fear mongering
Because I
is?
said I disagree with it.
What is
Because
fear mongering?
It's stoking people's fear and trying to elevate that to become a
And
more
how is saying
societal
you're a
fucking
shitty
elevation.
person freaking provoking fear in other people?
How am I provoking
Sir,
fear in other people?
how
by
is
saying
me
that,
telling
like, the
my
law should be
crowd-
filed? If it's not
Yeah.
being followed on
Sir,
both sides,
how
they
is-
should be held
No,
accountable.
sir, how is
how
me
does that
telling
make sense that I'm a
people,
fear
sir, how is me telling people that you're a shitty person stoking fear in other people?
That's inciting fear, saying that it's
Sir, no one's
it's
afraid
not
of you.
that
You're
I'm
just a shitty person.
You're saying that like it's because of people like this.
They
and
are.
it's
It is
throwing
like
a-
people like
it's
you
throwing
who
a-
are shitty
it's
people,
throwing
which
a
is the
back.
reason that we have the situation
But
that we're
that's what
in
I'm
right
saying.
now.
You're just
That's not fear-mongering, sir.
over-exaggerating and just-
That's not over exaggerating
Dude,
at
you are
all,
literally
sir.
trying
Just
to
because you
paint a
don't like it,
windowsill
sir,
with a
sir,
fucking,
just
like,
because you don't like it doesn't make it fear-mongering, and just because you don't like it doesn't make it not true. Okay? Just because you don't like it doesn't make it fear-mongering, and just because you don't like it doesn't make it not true. Okay?
That is correct. But you specifically coming at me as a person and saying, this is a type of person, a overgeneralization because your own personal inner and external conditions that make you have the certain beliefs that you have, and then drawing that conclusion to say, this type of person who I might disagree with and also might agree with on certain points is the reason that inhumane things are happening. And that's exactly what you've said. And that just is lunacy, dude. Like that makes no cognitive sense. And you can't
Sir,
actually defend
I am
that
getting
in
really
a
tired of your
actual
word
conversation.
salad. Jesus fucking Christ.
Word salad, that's just words, dude. If
Yeah,
you
it was a
don't like the
word
words that are
salad that
being
was.
said to you,
No, I just like words
Hey.
to make a coherent thought, and yours didn't. Okay. Yeah, it was like
well,
it was
that's-
like
that's-
it was
just
like you
because
were
you
trying to.
dis-
It was like you were trying to
if you
read
didn't
off your word
understand
of the
that's
day.
fine.
No one understood
If
it,
you didn't
sir.
understand it, that's fine.
No
I
one
can
understood
rephrase
it.
for you to
I
better
wish you wouldn't. I
understand
wish
it.
you'd
Like,
stop talking.
It's fine. It's just like when we want to have political discourse, and it's like, yeah, we might.
Sir, I
disagree
have
with
political
people and
discourse
stuff like
every
that.
single night with non-shitty people. Like
Yeah,
literally,
but see,
I
that's the
literally
thing.
have,
That's
I
you
literally have
implying that I'm a
political,
shitty
sir,
person because I disagree
sir,
with certain
I
aspects.
talk to people who disagree with me for 2 to 3 hours a night. Okay? You are probably the first person in weeks. Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. I'm not overgeneralizing. You're probably the first person I've called shitty in a month. Okay? It is not me calling people shitty that I disagree with. I want to be very clear that I am not calling people shitty because I disagree with them. I am calling you a shitty person based off of your personal beliefs that I find fucking disgusting. Okay? So this is me telling you that. Okay? So I just don't want you to be confused. I just don't want you to be confused to think for any fucking second that this is a generalization of people that I talk about. I'm not talking about any of the other people that I disagree with. I am talking about you. You are a bad person, okay? And I'm tired of talking to you. So have whatever fucking day you deserve, which I assume is really bad. Bye.
You just point fingers.
All right, we're going to move on to the next caller and keep this thing going. I really appreciate you. Y'all, if you want to hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Goodness gracious. People, you're overgeneralizing. No, I'm talking about you, big dog. You, to your face. You suck. You're the one who sucks. Not everybody who I debate with. Actually, I actually talked to some very nice people lately. I've actually had some very nice conversations with some very nice people. But that person sucked. Mindspeak, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said this is for the caller. Trump is sending them to El Salvador. I know how the prison of my country works. U.S. prisons are 5-star versus El Salvador, I'm sure. And especially not that prison. That's freaking crazy. Thank you so much, Mindspeak. Sister Mary, thank you so much. The $10 super chat said, I haven't figured out how to join your monthly monetary membership. I've learned a lot from you. So for now, I'll pitch you this way until I figure it out. Well, if you would like to become a member, you can go to where you hit that subscribe button and it'll say join right there on my page. Woo! If you hit that join button, that will direct you to a place where you can become a member. We've already had a couple new people become members today. That's super exciting. So, really, really happy to really happy that we're having people join. So, if you'd like to do it, that's a great way to do it. But besides that, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. And let's see. I think we have a couple more in there too. Kev, thank you so much for that. Halen said the most insane discussion I've ever witnessed. Unfortunately, it's not the most insane one I've had. That's the unfortunate part. And Loyalty, thank you so much for the $5. Said, what the hell are these maggots talking about? My head hurts from too much stupidity. How do you think I feel? How long have I been on? I've been on almost 2 hours. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll see if we can get through one more. Maybe I need one that's a little less crazy for this next one, right? The one that's a little less crazy for this next one. And Michael, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. Says for keeping you cool, trying to deprogram these MAGA cultists. I'm usually cool as a cucumber, man, but I have a real big problem with people just treating people inhumanely, man. Like I'm a humanist at the end of the day. So yeah. Hey, and if you guys don't like it, I see somebody in there saying like, bro, just debate. If you don't like it, you can just fuck off and go someplace else too. I don't give a shit about you. Bye. Go away. I couldn't give a shit, dude. I'm going to be me and have the emotions and feelings that I fucking want to have. And if you don't like it, then fuck off. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy someplace else. All right, let's open up these phone lines. Let's keep this thing going. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
25. Well, I'm 26, actually. My bad.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump? Do you still support Trump?
Say again, I'm sorry.
Do you still support Trump?
I mean, like, I do. I don't know though. I'm watching your show for 20 minutes and you got me all nervous.
Why do I got you nervous? Is it because I'm so sexy? Is that what it is?
I mean, it's part of it, but it's like
I understand. I
don't
have to
know.
look at myself in
So-
the mirror every day. It's rough.
All right, so riddle me this, Batman. Let me ask you this. Let me
Hold
ask
on
you a
real
curveball.
quick. Freddie, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. I wanted to throw that up for the last caller because I wanted to make sure I put that up before we got into this caller. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. Go ahead, man. What was the question?
Okay, so explain to me how. I'm gonna hit you with this. All right, no tax on tips. That joint was huge, right? That was huge. He said in the policy outline, anybody who makes under $25,000 a year does not get taxed on tips, right?
Not exactly.
Explain to me how that has already been a thing for the past 10 years.
It hasn't. That's not exactly what it says. And what's the question here?
So Trump is claiming that his no tax on tips policy was his thing. We've always had a no tax policy for people that make under $25,000 a year, especially when it's a tips-based income.
Donald Trump's
Like,
tax policy isn't no tax for people that make $25,000 a year. It's your first $25,000 of tipped cash income is now tax deductible.
yeah, it's always been like that.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah. So if you were to go to the Labor Bureau and you actually look up the tax policy when it comes to people making up to that $25,000, that's always been a thing since the taxable section regarding people that basically like people that were making tips beforehand before it got switched over to basically the minimum wage being like less than $2 an hour. So people that now make tips are getting paid basically that. That's always been a thing. It's been a thing since like 2008. I think like the Obama administration was the
Sir, people that make $25,000 a year don't have to pay taxes. That's correct. I'm saying that Donald Trump's tax policy qualifies for people that make well more than $25,000.
Yeah, that's just crazy to me because like, not saying it's not crazy. What I'm saying is that like I think taxes are a good thing. I'm just saying like to me though, him framing his no tax on tips policy as like a new thing that he came up with.
Well,
That's,
he
like,
didn't come up
always
with
been-
it. It was actually a Bernie Sanders policy, and I think before that it was a Rand Paul policy. And again, it's not that you don't pay taxes; you still owe your taxes on it. You can just deduct those taxes at the end of the year.
Well, yeah, I mean, not saying essentially the same thing, but I mean, you do get a huge kickback on that part. Yeah, that's just crazy to me. I'm like, I don't understand how people thought that like somehow this is a brand new thing that he came up with. Like he didn't. And I'm just like,
He definitely didn't
It's
come
crazy.
up with the idea. I think that you're kind of I think that you're kind of saying the right thing. Like I kind of understand what you're saying. I think you're kind of misunderstanding the way the policy is written, but I think you're on the right track. So I don't.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. And then the other thing too, in his big beautiful bill outline, he was talking about how he wasn't going to cut any type of social programs. There's literally a section talking about stripping away Social Security, like literally outlined in there. He somehow thinks that by stripping away Social Security, that's somehow going to then use the money saved, air quotes saved, to somehow allow people to make more money on their like getting rid of federal income tax or something like that. Like somehow people are going to
The
make
big
more
beautiful
money.
bill cut funding for Medicaid. It cut money for SNAP benefits. It cut all sorts of social programs.
Yeah. So help me understand. At one point, how are you going to say this at one point and then just be like, "Nah, I'm just kidding." I'm actually
Hold
gonna
on, you're the
flip
Trump
script on you.
supporter, right? Because like
That's
I
what
feel
I'm trying to figure out.
like I'm really confused because like it sounds like you're on my side and I'm on your side. I don't know.
Well, what I'm trying to understand is how is it that explain to me how I got duped? Because at one point I'm watching the campaign, I'm watching him in his first term, I'm watching him, he lost the second term, and then here we go for this part, and I'm like, all right, cool. So everything he's outlining, it just seems like the most ideal thing. Like he talked about how the Democrats are going to be the ones that are actually stripping away these programs,
Yeah,
how
this is
we're
simple.
getting robbed.
Yeah, this is simple. Donald Trump lies. Like a lot. Like every time he
Okay.
opens his mouth. Sometimes even when he's not opening his mouth, he just uses his like fingers on like his Truth Social, and then he lies that way. So that's the pretty, that's like the easiest way to say it is this, that like Trump, like if Trump is talking, he's most likely lying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the issue here. Just like stop believing Trump unless you can
Okay.
like prove that it like happened from like
Well,
a
this is the other
lot
thing
like
that I'm
of
trying
other
to
stuff.
understand. Yeah, so I'm trying to understand. So Doge, right? He was like, we're gonna get Elon in there. We're gonna drain the swamp. We're gonna get Doge up and running. Apparently, there was what $10 million he said he saved somehow by getting rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. Where did that money actually go? Was that even a thing? Like, did anything happen in like the first 4 months with Doge, or like did nothing just happen in like?
No, there was certain things that were cut, that like certain foreign aid spending that was cut. There was certain domestic programs that were cut. Nowhere near that fucking number. I think like, he said like 10 trillion or something, right?
Yeah, a lot of money, and I thought,
I think the best estimates were something like for like the best like independent estimates were somewhere around was it like 6 billion? I think
it was a lot of fucking money, and I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna get this money back because clearly he said this. Now, mind you, I'm trying to get in this new framework of like, okay, something's not right because clearly, so it's just say one thing, do another, say one thing, do another, and that was the entire thing he ran on. Because look, Democrats aren't doing anything, and I will admit, in 2016, you know, when I voted for him, I thought to myself, oh shit, all right, like, I'm sorry, and not in 2016, I'm sorry, in 2020 when I voted for him, I saw what happened in 2016, and it seemed like materialistically shit was better in the U.S. It felt like gas was cheaper. It felt like food was cheaper. It felt like housing was more affordable. Now, mind you, this is all
How old did you say you
so
were?
I'm thinking to myself, I'm 26. So I'm saying I voted in 2020. I didn't. So you know, I was in high school, right, during 2016. But I saw the living conditions of like my family. I come from like a low income family, and I saw like, okay, it didn't seem like it was that bad coming off of like, you know, from what my parents said, 2008 and the housing crisis and all that other stuff that was going on with Obama, which is like, mind you, that's not Obama's fault. That's a completely different situation. But I'm over here thinking, okay, 2016, that whole time frame, that wasn't that bad. And then we're getting into COVID, that whole shutdown happened, and it seemed like the economy was getting back on track. So I thought, okay, to myself, if we get him back again, we should be straight. And then there was this weird gap between after COVID happened, we had Biden in office, and I'm not going to blame Biden for it. I don't think it's his fault. I think there was a lot of fingers in the pot at that time. So I don't think that a lot of the things could have gotten done correctly that they wanted to get done. But I thought, okay, we're going to get Trump back, and he's going to basically redo what happened in 2016, which is what I thought was when shit was good, gas was less than $2, and, you know, everything was cheap. But now it's not that. That's not happening again. So I'm just trying to understand when did this shit flip? Like, when did the script get swapped? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a loss for words right now.
Well, it does not sound like you're at a loss for words. I will say that much. And second of all, it sounds like you don't need me here. It sounds like if I just like hang out, you're just gonna talk yourself all the way over into being like a fucking like raging far leftist. I don't even need to talk anymore. It seems like you're kind of figuring this out on your own.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, like, to be fair to everybody who voted for Trump, right? We're not even a full year into his term. So it's like, I'm trying to think what could realistically happen just you know, by this time next year. Like because everybody's freaking out. I'm freaking out. And I'm trying to figure out, like, we still got another 3 years left. So, like, is anything even going to shift in the next 3 years? Or, like, what do you think is the best case scenario for a Trump supporter? Like, if you're going to talk to a Trump supporter, talking to one right now, and I'm like, look, I can't change what happened. He's already there. Like, so what should be my line of focus going forward? Because I'm trying to figure out, like,
vote Democratic in the midterms.
You said what?
Vote for Democrats in the midterms to stop Donald Trump's unchecked power. That's where your focus should be. We got about a year. And hopefully we can stop him from completely running all over this country and destroying what we have left of democracy in this country, because he sure as hell is attempting to. So Understand he's not good for Americans. He's not good for you. He's not good for lower or middle class people. Unless you're white and a billionaire in this country, he is not good for you and probably wants to take away your rights on top of all that, right? If he doesn't want to deport you because fucking Stephen Miller is a fucking self-proclaimed white nationalist and a fucking neo-Nazi and he works in his White House. And so, yeah, you should be focused on the midterms and getting out and voting. And it's kind of sounding like you're already doing the research part. So I don't really feel like I got much to tell you on that one. It sounds like
Well, let me
you
ask you
should,
this, 'cause I think
just-
this is a weird thing. So he's still, this is what's interesting. He posted a thing on his Instagram. I don't know if it's AI or not, of Trump 2028 hats.
yeah.
I mean, I think everybody on this, you know, your chat or whatever, hopefully passed 7th grade civics class or 5th grade civics that presidents can only run 2 terms. But what's going on there? How is that even a thing? I don't even know what that's about. Like, is that real
Yeah.
or is he just trolling?
No, it's 100% real. Yeah, nope, it's 100%
How is that
real.
real?
Steve Bannon actually just came out and said that he was going to do it. Donald Trump has already said there's different ways that he can get around it. He's already talked about like putting somebody in as president for him to be vice president because the Constitution doesn't say he can't be vice president and then the other person stepping down. He's literally already talked about it. So while we shouldn't be afraid, and I think there was actually like there was a great Pod Save episode on it that I actually listened to today, which was actually really excellent. But yeah. Donald Trump.
Damn.
I don't know why people would think that the person in the 2020 election who did not want to leave office, who tried to hire fake electors and had tried to overturn a democratic election, would somehow want to leave office this time. So I say you just keep doing your thing, man. I'm gonna try to get one more Trump supporter in here because it sounds like
Okay.
sounds like you're like on my side now. So I'm just gonna let you go. But
right, man.
but you
Yeah,
hit subscribe and you hang out and listen for a while, okay?
All right, man. Yeah, take it easy.
All right, later, bro. He was what was I supposed to say? Like he was doing all of my work for me. I don't know. Like freaking Latif, thank you so much for the $1 over on Cash App. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Haylis said, thank you so much for the $5 euro. Said, now that you tell me what topic you once discussed was more insane than that man defending torture prison. That was some insane brain acrobatics. I've had people defend all sorts of shit. I've talked to literal neo-Nazis. I've talked to literal white nationalists. I've talked to like the most racist, sexist people like ever on this live. So, yeah, I mean, I've talked to some real bad people. So like that, like defending the torture of people was kind of like, I mean, it's up there, but it's not top of the line. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. Stick around. I'm sure you'll hear some worse stuff. It happens. Unfortunately. CJ, thank you so much for the $10. Said, oh, he's so cute. Look at him mad at the liar that lied to them. Yeah, I mean, you could see he's kind of like just like learning. You know what I'm saying? Like he's kind of just like, you know, he was kind of it was like he was working the whole thing out. And you ever do that? Like sometimes you just gotta like start talking and you kind of just like work out the problem on your own. That's like kind of how it felt, you know. Thank you so much, CJ. Yeah, and MK and he was cooking. All right, y'all. Make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you guys like support, I do have super chats, memberships, all that fun stuff, all the stuff I've been talking about the whole time. So you guys know what it is. Also, I put up one little live gift goal on TikTok just to see if I would get that one spooky thing because I want to see it. So if anybody wants to hook that up, I just wanted to see what it did. Anyways, hello, how are you?
Hi, this is Vicky from Twitch. I just wanted to come on and say that men are better leaders and that I dislike how Trump wins so I can get bingo. Does it work?
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Do I win? Did I win?
I don't think that's the way bingo works. I think it actually has to be an op that does it. Can we get big nose in the chat for Vicky? Vicky's been a long time here. And your birthday was yesterday or?
It was the 26th.
26th.
Yes,
It was Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. So Vicky's been out here. She's been trying to get bingo. Y'all, if you guys are members or subscribers and you're in my Discord, you can play bingo. Try to win some free merch if you get a bingo. We haven't hit one in a while.
I know, that's why I called in, so I can win.
Yeah,
I said it. It's on the live.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way, I don't think. It doesn't work that way, but it is funny because I actually got excited because so Vicky's from the same county that I'm from, right, originally, and I get so excited when I see that that area code pop up.
It's a red area code.
Yeah, like, well, it's why as soon as I see the area code, I'm like, I'm gonna fuck this person up if they're a Trump supporter, because don't be coming repping where I'm from, okay, with some bullshit. All right, so I saw that, I was ready to fucking go, and then I found it was you, and it's like, not disappointing. It's good talking to you, but.
All right, bye.
Bye, Vicky. Have a good one. That was a chat for Vicky. And Adra Mama, thank you so much for sending me that gift. I was so curious on what it looked like. That's super cute, isn't it? That's a super cute gift. I just wanted to see it. I thought it was cute. I like the cute ones. Vicky tried, but that does remind, if you are a member, just like Resty just gifted a membership, make sure to join the Discord, letting me know you're a member. That way you can be entered into the bingo, all right? It's really fun that way. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. How old are you?
17, but I want to...
Nope, you're not saying anything at 17. Thank you so much, Resty. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, I was listening to a previous call that you had 1 or 2 calls ago, and you said that a person that paid $25,000 in payroll doesn't have to pay taxes. Do you believe that's true?
I know there's a certain level at which you were like pretty much you can get all your taxes back at the end of the year. You still pay them. I thought it was $25,000, but we were just specifically talking about the no tax on tips. It wasn't really like a point I really care about.
Oh, okay, all right. So the standard deduction is $15,000 for 2025.
Oh.
So I had issue with that.
Oh, it's $15,000. Okay, I thought it was $25,000. That's my bad.
Yeah, and states also have different rules. I mean, New York State has 8,000 and New York City has 8,000. So I had issue with that. So people who pay more than $15,000 in payroll still have to pay taxes. That's all I care about. They still pay taxes. They're taxpayers.
Okay. Yeah. Again, nothing I'm trying to stand on some hill about. We were just talking about the $25,000 tax deduction for cash tips under the big beautiful bill. That's it.
Okay. I mean, what hill do you stand on when it comes to taxpayers?
When it comes to taxpayers?
Right. I mean, tax-paying citizens.
I don't know if I have one that I do stand on.
Permanent residents, work authorizations,
I don't know if there is one that I do stand on. I believe that corporations should be paid their fair share. I believe that rich people should pay their fair share of taxes. And I believe we should use that as far as a tax burden relief on the middle class. And besides that, I don't really have much that I stand on.
Okay. And what do you classify as the middle class, just so I understand?
I classify it under the whatever, the changing middle class numbers are based off of economic data for that year. I think the middle class is somewhere between 55 and 60 or 67,000, I think is like the middle class, or is like the middle pay rate, the middle gap. And then I think you take the two in between that would be what I consider in the middle class, I guess, somewhere in that range.
Wow. So everyone who's getting $20 an hour and working 40 hours a week is under that, right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Sad.
Yeah. So it sounds like the middle class ceiling went up when minimum wage went up, right?
The middle class ceiling went up regardless of whether minimum wage went up.
I mean, minimum wage right now in New York State is $16.50.
In my state? No, it's not.
No, in New York State. I'm not sure. Your area
in my state, I believe it's $7.25.
I mean, that's federal. I mean, states have their
No,
own
my state is also $7.25, I'm pretty sure.
May I ask what state?
Florida?
Florida. Yeah, I'm not sure what the Florida rate is.
Oh, it just raised last month. That's good.
I mean, usually it raises in January of the new year, but
Nope.
may I know what the
Florida's new minimum wage as of the minimum wage in Florida. This is just AI stuff, but it's
Right.
like $14 now. What was it before September 30th?
that's a double $7.25. I mean, what you thought, right?
Yeah, I know it was low. Maybe it was a little higher than that. I want to know what it is prior to. Let's see. In 2024, let's take a look. Oh, it says it was 13. Maybe I was confusing it. So it was only 13. So it went to 14. I guess
Okay.
it's about to go to 15. That was on me again.
I mean, everything also went up.
725 in
Housing.
PA, 725 in North Carolina. Yeah.
Still, no state support to raise the minimum wage.
Yeah, it definitely needs to freaking go up in Florida. Florida's incredibly expensive.
Right. It depends on if you're in the Panhandle, if you're up in the mainland. But yeah, I agree. But do
But we
you
don't see
agree
that
that
proportional.
raise-
We saw the median household income go up just under the Biden administration. We didn't see any federal, minimum wage raises, and we didn't see any state, raises that were, super significant. I think we saw California, like with the fast food workers, have a significant minimum wage, but that's not going to affect the entire United States. And we still saw a shift with the median household income.
I mean, New York also went up with the Uber delivery drivers. I mean, they have to earn, I believe it's $30 an hour minimum, everything considered, per hour.
Yeah, the whole idea is that minimum wage should keep up with cost of living, and it's not.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. But if minimum wage goes up, so does everything else.
Not proportionally, no.
I mean, proportionately or not, but it still went up. I mean, housing
Yeah,
is
but if
up,
it-
food prices are up.
But the reason why food prices are up and why housing prices are up, like again, they're going up in Florida, regardless of minimum wage costs. Housing costs in the Florida are skyrocketing, right? And like we went up like $1, right?
I mean, you went from 7.25 to 14.50.
Yeah, but I
Not
mean
knowing in
Texas
Florida.
has a minimum wage of $7.25 still, right? And their housing prices are still skyrocketing.
I mean, it also depends on which cities in Texas. I mean, what cities exactly? Are you talking about Austin? Are you talking about Dallas?
But housing prices are going up across the board. It doesn't matter where they are. I mean, they're going up proportionally for the city income, but they're still going up across the board, and their minimum wage is not.
Right, but also not every company is paying minimum wage for the entry-level jobs, are they?
Yeah, but sir, what I'm saying is you're somehow making this like weird comparison in between the minimum wage going up and prices of things going up. No, prices are going up regardless of the minimum wage change.
Well, no, I mean, proportionally, if you want to talk about things that are going up, the places where minimum wage has gone up have experienced a significant increase in cost of living and also cost of goods and services.
Every place has experienced a high raise in cost of living and cost of goods. All of them
Yeah, I mean,
have,
that's what I said in
regardless of
fewer
whether
words,
they
yeah.
freaking. Yeah, that's a causation versus correlation fallacy at its greatest. Right?
I mean, I'm not trying to see any fallacy. I'm just saying that everything has gone up everywhere.
Well, no. So like
But-
if there's a cost of living adjustment in Portland, right? Sorry, if there's a minimum wage increase in Portland and there's a minimum there's no minimum raise, increase in Atlanta, right? But both of them see proportional price increases, then it's not the minimum wage that's doing that. But that's what we're seeing.
I mean, that's what you're saying. Well, no, I completely understand. Okay. Would you like to talk about another topic?
No, actually, I was only going to go to about 10 anyway. So I'm 1
Okay.
minute short, so I'm just going to end the phone call. So have a good day, all right?
Have a good day.
All right. I don't really know that was not how I really wanted to end it off, but I guess we're going to end it like that. So I guess I'll be back on tomorrow. So I'll see you guys around 7 p.m. Central tomorrow. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. That was an interesting live. That went from like really good conversation to that one crazy dude to like ending just like at a standstill. That was strange. That was a weird live. I need to go get my life together over here. I'll see you guys tomorrow around 7 p.m. Central. Hope you guys have a wonderful night, all right? Make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, all right?